countdown, stand by. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Last week, Big League Wiffle Ball made history. Today, the next chapter begins. Teams arrive in Atlanta with momentum to build, questions to answer, and standings to climb. The opening day spotlight is gone. Now it's about consistency. A new Sunday slate starts right now at Intennse Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Welcome back to Big League Wiffle Ball. And ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back in studio. My name is Sam Skibby, your host on this journey through the regular season. We'll have a different analyst and color commentator with me every game, and today I am honored to be joined by my brother, Gus Skibby. Gus, thanks for joining us. Talk about the atmosphere and a sold-out crowd again here in Atlanta.
This is unbelievable, Sam. The crowd is just ecstatic right now. We're excited to get this started.
This truly is Intennse Arena here, Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia, and we thank you for joining us here on YouTube, Fubo, and all of our regional networks. Take a look at these rule sets to see what our players will be playing by in Atlanta.
Let's talk the rules of wiffle ball. 3 innings, 2 fielders, and 1 pitcher. Batters use the official yellow bat, and pitchers throw the original wiffle ball clean, scuffed, or cut, as long as it's under 75 miles an hour. No plate umpire, pitchers throw to a physical strike zone 17 inches off the ground, measuring 23 by 28 inches. Any ball hit in play requires base running, and most standard baseball rules apply for recording outs. 6 runs max per inning, 7 players per roster, and 1 World Series all 10 teams are fighting for at the end of the summer. This is Big League Wiffle Ball.
And Gus, we had such an amazing time last week for opening day, but today's matchups are going to be super important with just 4 teams here in Atlanta, Georgia. They're each going to be playing 4 games. Philadelphia and Chicago to kick us off, then New York Green Apples and Philadelphia back-to-back for Philly right away. Then Miami will go back-to-back against Chicago and New York before we get to the evening slate, and each game matters, Gus.
Yes, with only 6 games in the regular season, this is such an important day, especially because 2 of the teams are finishing their entire season today.
Absolutely. We are going to head down to the field for starting lineup soon for this first matchup between Philadelphia and Chicago. We'll head down to PA and Nikki Williams for starting lineups.
Designated hitter, number 22, Brody Livingston. At pitcher, number 6, Jimmy Cole. At right fielder, number 23, Chandler Melton. At extra hitter, the singer, number 77, Dominic Citrowski. Extra hitter, number 33, Josh Wheeler. And the extra players, number 32, Spencer Foss. And left fielder, number 24, Caden Rice. And now, introducing the Chicago Bats. Left fielder, number 0, Grant Miller. Pitcher, number 7, Jeff Lopez. Extra hitter, number 74, Bryson Livingston. Extra hitter, number 99, Justin Hall. Right fielder, number 3, Ryan O'Rear. And the extra players, number 77, Drew Bowman. And number 4, Keaton Kimmel. Please welcome today's umpires. All right, please welcome legendary Georgia quarterback and current ESPN commentator.
And Gus, we are back here. The starting lineups are here for Philadelphia and Chicago. And like you said, this is a different day for both of these teams. Philadelphia has already seen the bright lights. Chicago's brand new. You just saw two of their rookies that are going to be leading it off for their team. Chicago, number 8 in the power rankings that you see up on your screen. Philadelphia climbed from 4 to 3, already going 2-0. It's going to be an important start for Chicago to get out hot.
Each game matters, Sam, in this slate, especially Chicago coming in, and they want to take down the 2-0 Philadelphia squad. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. The 2 draft picks for Chicago you're going to see early and often. Leading off for them will be Grant Miller, and starting pitcher for them will be Jeff Lopes. So you're going to get to see their rookies come out early for Chicago as they take the field here. And the first 2 out on the field, Gus, Grant Miller and Jeff Lopes. We've seen Grant Miller a lot in the wiffle ball community, Jeff Lopes as well, and both of these will have to make immediate impacts for a Bats team that did not make playoffs last year, and they don't want to struggle out the gate.
And if it's the guy to do it, Jeff Lopes is the guy. He is leading his squad. We'll see how he does with this 75-mile-per-hour pitch speed limit. But from what we've seen so far in the warm-ups, he looks pretty great.
Absolutely. From Danvers, Massachusetts, the number 2 overall pick, Jeff Lopes, will be on the bump for game 1 for the Chicago Bats. In left field, we have Grant Miller. And then over at the first base right field side, Mr. Ryan O'Rear, the traveling physical therapist and now based in St. Louis. Ryan O'Rear is going to be here. Traveled now to Atlanta, where he plays first base for the Chicago Bats. The Philadelphia Wiffle Club will lead off with Brody Livingston. That is the guy that led off for them in the first 2 games. Not only an important batter, but an important pitcher, important player overall. Brody Livingston, who's leading off for Philadelphia Wiffle Club, was on the Dallas Pandas last year and elected not to re-sign with the Pandas, elected not to go to free agency, but instead decided that he was going to enter the draft, and here he is with the Philadelphia Wiffle Club, has them with a 2-0 start to their season. Thank you for joining us here on your regional sports network on Fubo and on YouTube. We will get going here for pitch number 1, Bats and Wiffle Club coming at you. Thanks for joining us here in Atlanta, Georgia. First pitch from number 2 overall pick, Jeff Lopes. Fouls it off from Brody Livingston. Brody is known to be a big contact guy, really tough to strike out, because we have some thunder sticks fell from the crowd. Second pitch, swing, fouls off again. Brody's on that drop ball from Jeff.
Jumping ahead early, Jeff with 2 quick drop ball pitches, get 2 early strikes.
Pitch number 3, Jeff Lopes slows it down to 66, just misses the zone. 1-2 count. We play a 4-3 count just like Major League Baseball. You're going to see some crazy movement here today from these pitchers. Ball 2. The 75-mile-an-hour speed limit, Gus, is there for a reason.
Yes.
We want to see offense. We want to see the excitement. These pitchers, well known. Strike 3 from Jeff Lopes, gets his first BLW strikeout for this 2026 season. We want to see the action. Can these pitchers throw 90 to 100 miles an hour? Absolutely. But this is what we want to see. We want to get in the heads of the pitchers. 66 miles an hour on a drop ball like that, still moving. Oh, Ryan O'Rear! Unbelievable catch, one-handed off the bat of Jimmy Cole. Ryan O'Rear earning that paycheck.
Very impressive. Ryan, not known in tall for his stature, as you can see here, jumps high,
smokes it,
smacks it with his left hand.
High might be an understatement. That was about 6 inches off the ground, but he sure got there with the extension of his arm. Chandler Melton now up. 2 quick outs for Jeff Lopes. Swing and a miss for Chandler Melton. Wow, what a start.
And last Sunday, Chandler, he had a great day.
Great day.
Hopefully he can keep that up. This
hits him there. If he get hit by a pitch, it's just going to be a ball, folks. Chandler Melton went 3 for 5 with 2 singles and a double with his RBI for the Philadelphia Wiffle Club. You know he's willing to swing, but Jeff Lopes strikes him out with that drop pitch underneath the zone. Wow, Jeff Lopes comes out 1-2-3 for the Chicago Bats. Unbelievable start for him, Gus. I mean, that's exactly what the Bats needed.
Exactly what the Bats needed. A 1-2-3 inning, great defense. They are hyped and they are ready for this game.
And coming out for the Philadelphia Wiffle Club will be the guy who just lined that at Ryan O'Rear. Had a great pitching performance. Jimmy Cole coming out to be the starter for game number 1 for the Wiffle Club. We got over in left field, you have Caden Rice, and then in right field, we have our Chandler Melton. Our strikeout leaders are on the board for you. Jimmy Cole in third. 10 strikeouts in his opening day appearance. Went to extra innings in that game, so got the extra chances because of it. And then his teammate, Brody Livingston, who we will see today as well, with 8. I mean, this is a team that relied on that strikeout heavily for their outs last time around.
Yes, definitely. And also at the top of the leaderboard, we have Jordan and Kale, known for their pitching, and they pitched great last Sunday. Jordan
Robles, your player of the day last week for BLW. First up to face off against Jimmy Cole, your starter is going to be Grant Miller. Grant Miller from Chicago, their draft pick. Grant Miller was the number 11 overall pick from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Strike one, 72 from Jimmy Cole there. Grant Miller was a D1 third baseman for Western Michigan University, known for his bat across the wiffle world. Number 00, 2023 national champion here, making his big league wiffle ball debut against Jimmy Cole, who had a great week last week.
And Sam, you'll notice as Jimmy's pitching, he has such a underhand, overhand. He's got all the arm angles that make the pitching so exciting.
Yeah, and sometimes it feels like it almost looks awkward, but it's on purpose. It's to make the pitch hitter not really realize what's coming, using those different arm angles, using his body in different ways. Jimmy Cole is definitely one of those eclectic pitchers, as we might say here. Gets to a 3-1 count now.
77-mile-per-hour pitch.
It's going to be a ball.
Even if that hit the zone, it would be a ball as well. An auto ball if it's over 75.
Jimmy Cole hoping to settle in here. Does not want to put the first runner on. Pitch to Grant Miller. Grant fouls it off. He's ready for that one. Grant Miller, an incredible bat, not only for the Chicago Bats, but one of the most well-known hitters across the country in this sport. Will we see some fireworks early from 00? Pitch to Grant Miller, swings, fouls it off, stays alive again. 2 strikes, he's protecting well.
He is protecting well. He's known for big situations. He has been in the moment many times. Even though he's a rookie, he's definitely...
Absolutely, 2023. Hits him, and that'll be a walk. Runner on base for the Bats to get started. First base runner of the day.
Great long at bat.
Yeah, Jeff Lopes coming up now. This is their number 2 overall pick. They drafted Jeff for the pitching. They drafted Grant for the hitting. Already Grant Miller on base. Here we go. Pitch from Jimmy Cole. Strike 71 on the slide drop. That pitch was working for him last week, and it's working again here in week number 2 for Philadelphia Wiffle Club. Jeff Lopes hoping to make an impact like he did last inning. Now with his bat, leaves that one up. Both rookies leading off for the Bats. Don't think they would have won it any other way, as the number 8 in preseason rankings look to climb those rankings today with 67% of their season completed after their 4 games today. 2-1 count, runner on first base. Jimmy Cole needs to settle in here. Little just straight ball there, just to get one over, Gus. Sometimes pitchers need to do that just to get a strike and reset. 2-2 count here to Jeff Lopes. Pitch from Jimmy. Hits the bottom.
Tip.
Strike 3 at 73.
Umpire calls strike 3. It did tip.
Any part of that front rectangle, you'll see in the replay here, any part of that front rectangle can include that piping, barely tipping the bottom of the middle of the front piping. Be the first at bat for Bryson Livingston now, brother of Brody Livingston on the Philadelphia Wiffle Club. Bryson Livingston sees that slide drop down the middle there. Strike 1, he's really got that moving early.
Yes, he does, and it's only sitting at about 64 to 67 miles per hour, so he could even ramp it up a little bit if he needed to.
If he can. We'll see.
He can. Jimmy at 34 years old. This is becoming a younger sport, and a lot of young players in the community have come to join the league.
Jimmy Cole, though, 20 years experience and gets the strikeout on 3 straight pitches. 20 years experience for Jimmy Cole, and his experience shown there. Little changeup to get Bryson Livingston, the youngster. Now comes up Justin Hall, number 99 from St. Louis, Missouri. Up for the Chicago Bats with one runner still on base, 2 outs. Jimmy Cole would like to leave Grant Miller at first here. First pitch to Justin Hall.
Great first pitch at the bottom of the zone.
That bottom piping has been so friendly to Jimmy this game so far. He'll look to continue to take advantage of it. Nothing really the Bats can do about one hitting so low. Hits Justin Hall there for ball number 1. 1-1 count to Justin Hall.
Grant Miller trying to hype up his squad with 2 outs.
Crowd.
Looking for a 2-out rally. Tough.
He did go. Sean Hornberger, the umpire for game 1, says he did go. With these new generation bats from Wiffle, I feel like a lot of times that it's hard to hold back with your wrist. Sometimes it can snap back a little bit too quickly. Oh, but a nice foul off there from Justin Hall to stay alive.
Jimmy wanted that one. He grunted on that one, Sam. Put a little bit more juice into it.
He's sitting around that 67. You know he wants to ramp it up, get closer to the 75, or maybe he wants to mess with the timing here of the pitcher and hitter.
Oh,
Strike. Gets him on a 73-mile-an-hour riser. Jimmy Cole leaves Grant Miller on first base. First inning in the books here today in week number 2 of BLW. We thank you again for joining us. We're going to head to a quick break, 0-0. We'll see you back for second inning action here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Pimento. Yeah, that pimento. Pineapple dragon fruit. Bringing that pineapple back. They're so packed. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so packed.
Which favorite will you choose?
As baseball CEO of H2O, I'm here to make sure this game runs on the best hydration. This is baseball's water.
Show me Ice Mountain.
Arrowhead.
I see you, Deer Park. Poland Spring. Ozarka. Show me Zephyr Hills. From the springs to the field, because in baseball, there's hydration, and then there's our spring water.
Coming through!
Ay, caramba. Who put these in Messi? Only Duracell is built different, with power boost ingredients. That's why goats like Messi only run on Duracell.
Play ball!
Power boost.
Power boost!
And ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in Atlanta, Georgia at Intennse Arena. Assembly Studios, we thank you so much again for being here to see the Bats take on the Philadelphia Wiffle Club Chicago Bats. Had a runner on base, 0-0 for the first inning, though. And it's only been one base runner, Gus, so far. It's been a pitcher's duel between Jeff Lopes and between Jimmy Cole.
2 rookies going at it. This is what you love to see, a good pitching duel.
Dominic Satrowski hit a home run in his at-bat just in week 1. Jeff Lopes hoping to continue his 1-2-3 streak here again. Dominic Satrowski also just sang the national anthem, did a great job.
They do a great job. Great voice, voice of an angel.
Two 2-0 count here to Dominic Satrowski. 68 miles an hour from Jeff Lopes here. Dominic Satrowski has a big power bat. Hit one dead center. Last time, can he do it again? Dominic Satrowski lifts one goodbye. Dominic Satrowski with a big league blast.
Unbelievable. Dominic Satrowski back-to-back
weeks.
Sundays where he starts off with a home run.
Here's the replay from Dominic Satrowski back-to-back. He loves the drop ball and takes it the other way this time over that little monster we have over in right field. Dominic Satrowski is feeling it.
Philadelphia is hyped. He was hyping up the crowd around the bases. The atmosphere is electric here, Sam.
Yeah, you love how the lights start shining and the music gets a little louder. Dominic Satrowski, known for the big moments here at Intennse Arena already early on in a BLW season. Wow. Josh Wheeler getting his first at-bat of the game. 1-0 your score here in Atlanta as Philadelphia takes the early lead. A walk from number 33, Josh Wheeler. Josh would love to get on base for his team in any way. Brody Livingston coming up for his second at-bat. Strikeout in his first at-bat against Jeff Lopes. Let's see what he does here, folks. First pitch, ground ball. This is going to get interesting, and a nice play. Sean Hornberger calls him out. Umpire calls him out on that one.
Great play by Jeff to cover first.
Great play indeed, and Ryan O'Rear was ready for it. Almost a little collision here you'll see on a replay coming up. Josh Wheeler runs right in front as Ryan did a good job staying with it and covering with Jeff Lopes. Jimmy Cole back up for the Philly Wiffle Club. Ryan O'Rear made an insane snag on Jimmy Cole in the last at-bat for Jimmy. Jimmy would like that back again as he hit it hard. Jimmy Cole, the responsible party of hitting both, being a part of both walk-off runs for the Philadelphia Wiffle Club in the opening day slate. One of which was a Superman dive home, and another one, obviously, the walk-off home run that gave Philly their 2-0 start. And there's another walk, the second walk for Jeff Lopes in the inning. Sometimes it might be tough for a rookie with these bright lights, Gus.
Jeff, known as a fast pitch pitcher and moving to the 75-mile-per-hour speed limit, he's struggling here a little bit.
Hits the leg, that'll be a ball.
2 straight balls.
First and second, your runners here. Ground ball, let's see if they can do it again. Ryan takes it himself, and a run will score. Nice hustle from Josh Wheeler to get around for the second run for Philadelphia. Ryan looked like he was about to go for it, but it seemed like he was already close to home. Jimmy Cole gets over to third as well, so we're going to have a 2-0 score here. Philadelphia takes the early lead in the second inning, and Dominic Satrowski back up.
Back up to bat. Can he make it happen again?
Dominic Satrowski, the only player on Philadelphia not wearing a hat, letting that hair flow. Packed crowd here at Intennse Arena, Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Drop ball did not drop all the way down. Almost like he's pitching around Dominic. Jeff Lopes trying to find that drop ball, cannot, and that's 4 straight to Dominic Satrowski to bring up Josh Wheeler. This is the inning Philadelphia wanted. They wanted to get hot. They wanted to put the pressure on Chicago early.
And that they have, Sam.
That they have indeed. Josh Wheeler, first pitch from Jeff Lopes. Just misses for ball 1. At some point, Gus, you start to figure out, when does Chicago make the pull? And a lot of teams are very hesitant in making a pitching change because the games are so short with 3 innings. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, does Jeff start to lose it? Do we start to say, hey, maybe the rookie needs to resettle back for his Game 4 start that they have him slated for? Maybe we bring in somebody else like a Ryan O'Rear or Grant Miller who are in the field right now that are warm and also are good in relief and can pitch some strikes.
The trouble with that, Sam, is the pitching rules. If you pitch at least 1 pitch, you are not allowed to pitch the next game that you have.
Absolutely.
So it's tough to decide and make that decision.
I think Jeff Lopes, he got away with one there as Josh Wheeler barely swung over that one for the strikeout. He shakes his head as he walks off. 2-0 is your score as we head to the bottom of the second inning. We'll stay right here. Gus, this has been a good start for Philadelphia. It was Jimmy Cole's coming back out to the mound after a leadoff walk. Philadelphia has really settled in on both sides of the ball.
They have, and Philadelphia 2-0, up 2-0 in this game.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see Philadelphia the rest of the day and how their day ends.
Yeah, and Philadelphia riding high. You got to believe they want to keep this up on their streak of wins, and they're going to have some tough games the rest of the way. They're going to be facing off again a New York Green Apples team 2 times, and then they have a Miami Mirage team, teams that they haven't played yet. The Philadelphia Wiffle Club and Chicago Bats have not matched up ever before. In 2025, they did not play each other in the fast pitch circuit. So this is the first meeting of these two teams. Philadelphia looks to be ready to go.
So far, so good. This is a big inning for the Chicago Bats.
Yeah, they need it right here. They can't wait to the bottom.
They can't.
Jimmy Cole to Ryan O'Rear to get us started. Ryan coming up there hacking. Nice pitch from Jimmy. The slide drop looks so fast from right here, Gus, from this angle, but it's only coming in at around the high 60s.
Yeah, Jimmy, he is a magician with the radar gun back there.
Hits Ryan O'Rear in the shoulder, 1-1 count. Jimmy Cole wants to settle right back in. Ryan O'Rear leading off, great yellow bat hitter. Also from St. Louis, Missouri. Nice one there. A little change up from Jimmy Cole, but Ryan almost looked like he got a double pumped on that one with his swing. Stays with it, keeps the bat through the zone and rips it down the line, as you'll see here. And Gus, basically anytime it's hit down the line like this, there's no way you're going to get him out being 42 feet away.
Unfortunately, especially throwing a wiffle ball across the field, it's going to do something or dance a little bit away from the person at first base.
And a nice pitch there, riser 74. Perfect speed there from Jimmy Cole. Ryan O'Rear ready to run for this team. Grant Miller is the guy to do it, Gus. Wouldn't this be exciting right here?
This would be.
Pitch from Jimmy Cole. A little high. Jimmy's got to be very careful with one of the more dangerous bats in the league.
Grant hoping to get the monkey off his back and get his first hit in his BLW debut.
Grant Miller had a walk in his first at-bat, swings through that one. Grant has incredible eyes when it comes to plate discipline, but he also has incredible eyes on knowing what he can hit and going for it. He is always reaching and ready to hit at all times. Grant Miller is going to be exciting to watch for the Chicago Bats this season. Swings right through that one. What a slide drop from Jimmy Cole right over the bat of Grant Miller. Out number one for the Philly Wiffle Club. Jeff Lopes hoping to get something going for his team offensively and move Ryan into scoring position. Jimmy Cole settled in nicely. He's one of those experienced elite players that can lock in at any moment with a nice sliding riser. 71, two-seam action there. Jimmy Cole, number 6. That eclectic delivery that we talked about earlier. Coming submarine style that way. Didn't quite get all the way around on that one. 2-1 count. Here to Lopes. Next pitch to Jeff Lopes. Ryan O'Rear ready to run at first. Another ball. This is not where Jimmy wants to be here. First and second with one out to get them started would be exactly what the Bats needed to put some pressure on Jimmy Cole in this Philadelphia Wiffle. As Jeff Lopes skies one for a big league blast to tie this ball game. The number 2 overall pick making his mark and making his bat known. He's not just here for the pitching, Gus. He's here for the hitting, too.
Wow, Sam. Unbelievable.
Made this arena come alive. Replay here on this slide drop, and he was ready for it. Barreled it up straight into center field.
And
Jeff
the bat
Lopes.
flip at the end. Jeff Lopes. Way to make his name known in the BLW.
Wow, Jeff Lopes ties this game at 2. Bryson Livingston now up.
We said earlier, Sam, the Bats needed something here, and they delivered.
They did deliver in a huge way. This is going to get exciting here. We had a couple of games last week on opening day that went into extra innings. This looks to have all the makings of one, but you never know what the third inning might bring as a 62-mile-an-hour changeup. Fools Bryson Livingston on that one. Wow, cannot get over it. Jeff Lopes in a huge spot, shows off his clutch gene, ties this game at 2. Pitch from Jimmy Cole to Bryson Livingston. Bryson swings over that one. Nice foul off there, could have hit some pipe. The lights were shining, fans were standing, and Jeff Lopes knew it was the time. Pitch from Jimmy Cole. On the mound, Jimmy is slowed down as Bryson Livingston fouls another one off. Jimmy Cole has really slowed down his timing, it seems like. He's starting to settle in, almost like he's starting to take it a little more seriously. Doesn't have the lead anymore. Really taking his moments every step of the way. Another ball. Bryson.
Or maybe, Sam, on the flip side, he might be a little tired.
True. Looks like he might be a little winded just looking at his facial expressions right now as well.
Deep breaths.
Jimmy Cole just missing again. We have a full count here, folks. Full count, 1 out, bottom of the second inning, 2-2. Your score here in Atlanta, Georgia. Important pitch from Jimmy Cole. Swing and a miss from Bryson Livingston. Uses that slide drop so well.
He does, and that's his most effective pitch.
Take a look at the replay here. That slide drop, he comes way out. That one didn't even slide as much as the other ones have, so kind of got away with that one as Bryson swings over it. Justin Hall now with his second at-bat of the day. Oof. Nice slide drop up at the top of the zone as Jimmy comes to get it himself. Still in play. Justin Hall, number 99. St. Louis, Missouri, father of 2. Also raises chickens, Gus.
Oh.
Wow, as Jimmy Cole pipes the bottom 60 miles an hour on the changeup. Justin Hall now down 0-2 here. Jimmy Cole trying to get out of this one quickly. Pitch, 76. Anyway, way too hot. 0-1 over. Chicago bats really hoping that they can get another run to scratch across, put some effort on. His nice job from Justin Hall, fouls it off and hustles down to first. You never know with the turf what could kick back. Justin Hall, wonder how many chickens he does raise. Maybe some of their names. Justin Hall, Missouri boy. Way outside for Jimmy Cole. That must have been a slip up. Atmosphere is thumping here. A lot of the VIP suites and general admission all packed to the brim here again. Swing and a miss there.
Tipped into the zone.
Tipped it into the zone, but that shouldn't matter. They're talking about the speed being, that was an out. Yes, indeed, 75 exactly on that one. And that'll do us for the second inning. 6th strikeout for Jimmy Cole. 2-2 your score here at Intennse Arena Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. We thank you for joining us. We'll be back for 3rd inning action next. And we are back here in Atlanta, Georgia, with a score now of 2-2 as the Chicago Bats tie it up with a Jeff Lopes 2-run big league blast. We're here for Big League Wiffle Ball. We thank you for joining us. Brody Livingston will get it led off for the Philadelphia Wiffle Club, the number 3 overall pick, facing off against Jeff Lopes, the number 2 overall pick. Brody, as we mentioned, played for the Dallas Pandas last year in 2025. He also led the league in innings pitched and was top 5 in home runs, so can do it from both sides of the ball. He's formerly from Phoenix, Arizona, but moves to St. Louis, Missouri, where a lot of his Philadelphia Wiffle Club teammates are also residing. Brody Livingston, a college baseball pitcher, fouls that one off, though. Bryson, his brother, on the other side for the Chicago Bats. Livingston's not playing together on the same team. Jeff Lopes tries to drop one down there. 66 miles an hour from Jeff Lopes. Big at bat here for Philly. Walk. Nice job from Brody Livingston. It's exactly what Philly needed in this inning, Gus.
Absolutely. Put a little pressure on. Start off. Great at bat. Swung at strikes. Missed the balls. Putting some pressure on.
Pitching now to Jimmy Cole, and that might have been the pitch that Jimmy wants back right there. Two-seamer. Jeff Lopes got away with it down the middle just to get ahead early. Jimmy Cole is the guy for the Philadelphia Wiffle Club so far in opening day. Obviously their starter on the mound as well, and can hit the ball a country mile. Jeff Lopes a little struggling with the command right now on the mound, but one of those guys that we also know can lock in as just late as Jimmy Cole. Got it off the end of the bat and hits it way out of the rafters down the first base line. Big pitch for Jeff Lopes to Jimmy Cole. Just misses low. Got ourselves a full count here, Gus, and a really big at bat. And he got him on the top pipe. Jimmy Cole can only shake his head. What a pitch from Jeff Lopes, and exactly what he needed to get it turning the other direction.
Very big
after the leadoff walk. 72, top piping. I mean, it landed on the top. What a pitch from Jeff Lopes. Chandler Melton now, though, as we mentioned, 3 for 5 on opening day. He also made an incredible one-handed catch last week, going behind him and fell into the fence. I mean, what an incredible fielding performances we've seen from so many different teams. 1-2 count now to Chandler Melton as Jeff Lopes continues to dial it up for the Bats. Try to slide drop, just misses. Try to pull a Jimmy Cole pitch out of there. Each pitcher has a different way that they cut or scuff their balls on the mound. They have a total of about 4 to 5. As Chandler Melton hits one high, hits one deep, but Grant Miller at the wall makes the catch. Chandler Melton just missed that one for warning track power.
Chandler is seeing Lopes well all day today.
Let's take a look back at the replay, folks, as Chandler got all of this one, but just too deep in center. Grant Miller calling off his teammate. And wow, fantastic catch from Grant. Going backward. Dominic Satrowski, though, already has a home run this game and a home run last week. Hot hitters are these Philadelphia Wiffle Club team. Swinging the bat so hard. Two outs for Jeff Lopes. You know he would like to get out of this one and give his bats a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the third. As extra innings in the back of our minds looms. 2-2 is your score here, as that's the one Dominic wants back there. Thinking that Dominic was trying to see that one the whole way. I don't think he was swinging no matter what. Wanted to put more pressure on Jeff. It's a ground ball. It's going to be a tough play, though, and gets the tag out. Jeff Lopes plays his position well. Tags out Dominic Satrowski, and that'll do it for the top of the third inning, folks. I mean, this is it. Chicago Bats can easily make a huge statement right here in the bottom of the third, walking it off against a 2-0 Philadelphia Wiffle Club team. This is where the Bats want to be right now.
This is where they want to be. And with their first game, it would be a great win if they could get this one under their belt.
The number 8 preseason power ranked team, Chicago Bats, They really want to show that not only the BLW pundits that were voting and all the captains that have voted that they were wrong, but they can also prove to this Philadelphia team that, hey, we got your number and we're here to stay, because this is the first matchup from these two teams. Everybody's rocking here at the venue. We thank you again for joining us here in Atlanta, Georgia. Jimmy Cole on the mound. Jimmy Cole on the mound. Ryan O'Rear will hit first for the Chicago Bats. Ryan O'Rear, as we mentioned, he is that traveling physical therapist. So Dr. Ryan O'Rear is what we can call him. Dr. Ryan O'Rear. He's a father of 2 girls, and congratulations to him, a 3rd baby girl on the way in September. In all of their travels, him and his wife, both traveling physical therapists, they visited 27 of the 63 national parks. 23 of the 67. And himself, he grew up in Jackson, Missouri, and he actually used to own his own wiffle ball league from Jackson, Missouri, the Jackson Wiffle Ball League. Now that he's moved and goes around the country, obviously no time for that, but he is now adding travel to Atlanta, Georgia here to play for the Chicago Bats. You and I have known Ryan O'Rear for a couple of years now. Fantastic human being, fantastic wiffle ball player. BLW's lucky to have him here.
Yes, he is a kind, kind soul.
With a great mustache.
With the best mustache.
Take a look at that mustache, folks. See it up close here. Ryan O'Rear
is locked in. 2-2 count.
Ryan O'Rear is one of those guys at the plate, too, that learns from his mistakes at the plate. He's very much so a very cerebral player here in wiffle ball. Swings on that one. Nice contact. Jimmy Cole, though, with a nice backhand play for the out.
I'll tell you what, Sam, the fielding this game has been amazing.
Has been on point, absolutely. Jimmy Cole with a nice backhand play. You'll see it here, folks. Ryan knew the slide drop was coming, made the play right to Chandler Melton.
Well done.
Yes, well done indeed. 1 down for Jimmy Cole, but this is the guy the bats one up. Grant Miller is up, the number 11 overall pick from Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Looks like Caden Rice and Chandler Melton are backing up a little bit to anticipate the possible hit.
Yeah, you don't want to give it up here. You almost have to protect it. Hits him in the leg first before hitting the zone. That'll be a ball. Back-to-back dads up here. Father of 2 is Grant Miller. Married his high school sweetheart. I'm sure he gives a big shout out to his family watching. Slows it down, hits him again in back-to-back 56. That's the slowest one we've seen so far today. Grant Miller, famously for his 0-0 on the back of his jersey, would love to make a huge breakthrough impact. 3 pitches in a row. Oh man, we saw it there. These 2 old friends, Grant Miller, Jimmy Cole, old friends. Here's Grant Miller, hits him in the head, just the noggin. He's just charging now.
It's all fun here in BLW wiffle ball.
Absolutely.
We all know we're playing wiffle ball. It is what we played as children.
Kids game we take way too far here, obviously, in Intennse Arena and Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. Grant Miller, Jimmy Cole, both national champions in this sport. A lot of respect for each other. A lot of fun out there.
Jeff Lopes back up with a big 2-run home run his last at bat.
He's the reason that there's a little more comfortability right now in the bottom of the 3rd. Jeff Lopes did a great job to shut the door on Philly, but I think he wants that one back there.
Yes, he does. And you can feel the tension in the crowd right now. And on the bench, Philadelphia is looking just a little on edge right now.
Yeah, they know that they got to get to the extra innings in the top here. Games continue to move along here in Atlanta, Georgia.
The Bats are trying to hype up the crowd, get them into it.
That's what they need. They need him behind him. Jeff Lopes came up in a big moment. Can he do it again? Pitch from Jimmy Cole. Swings through that one. Went outside. It was too hot.
I think they read the bat speed on that second.
I don't know what happened there. That's going to be interesting. We didn't see the first number on the speed gun, but Johnny Gunn watching it over there, swings through that one, strike to 70 miles an hour. Big strike needed for Jimmy Cole. Does not want to put somebody in scoring position here in the bottom of the third. Big pitch here from Jimmy Cole from Corinth, New York. The number 12 overall pick, pitching to the number 2 overall pick. Pitch from Jimmy. Slows it down to 60 for a walk, and that'll move Grant Miller just 84 feet away.
Yes. With only 1 out, 2 Sam, a single might get Grant to run around and score from home. So
we have
any ground ball.
Keaton Kimmel will be running for the pitcher. We have courtesy runners for the pitchers in this one. So Keaton Kimmel will be on first base. Keaton Kimmel, one of the fastest players in BLW.
I've heard this as well.
Keaton Kimmel, a young 17-year-old kid, very athletic. Bryson Livingston sees one down the middle, 68 miles an hour on the slide drop again from Jimmy Cole as the crowd begins to clap. They're getting into it for the bats. Jimmy Cole's going to have to settle in here. The stomping's getting loud. Pitch from Jimmy Cole to Bryson. Bryson smart, leaves that one outside. Pitch from Jimmy Cole underneath the zone. 2-1. The pressure mounts for the Philadelphia pitcher.
The pressure mounts. Jimmy takes it so well. He's been playing so long. He has a big smile on his face, even in moments like this.
Yes, win or lose, Jimmy Cole will be an entertaining guy throughout the day today. Swings through that one on a nice screwball from Jimmy Cole. First and second are the runners, 1 out. Jimmy Cole wipes his brow. Big pitch from Jimmy here, 2-2 count to Bryson Livingston. Hits the bottom piping. Strike 3 gets him. What a pitch from Jimmy Cole. 7 strikeouts for Jimmy Cole now from the 8 outs. The other one being that backhanded play he made in the field. Bryson knew it. What a pitch.
Great location, right at the bottom of the zone.
Now with 2 down, Philadelphia can sit back a little bit, just get the easiest out they can. But Jimmy hopes he can take care of Justin Hall right here to get to extras. Justin Hall was ready.
He was, fouled it off. 0-1 count.
I think the bats have to be sitting this slide drop right now. They know it's his bread and butter. They know that's what he's going to. Justin Hall saw it well. Put a good swing on the ball. Jimmy Cole trying to listen through the music as Justin Hall steps back in an important moment. Justin Hall, the pseudo-captain for the Chicago Bats. Pitch number 2. Tries another submarine slide drop. Like you said, Gus, at the beginning of the game, the different arm angles from Jimmy Cole and the movements of his body, hoping to throw off the hitter's timing. That slide drop came at a different angle. Next pitch, 1-1. Swings through that high riser, a big pitch from Jimmy. In-house DJ messing with the hitters a little bit. 1-2 count here at the bottom of the third inning. We're tied up at 2. 2 runners on. Big pitch here to Justin Hall. Too low. 2-2 count.
Low. But you see, there are so many kids that are out here right now, Sam, that are probably itching to join BLW when they get old enough.
Itching to join BLW, itching to get out there. We had so many kids that were during batting practice. Pitch from Jimmy, misses again, big time, full count here. Yeah, it was amazing to see all the kids getting to hit before the game started. Had a bunch of kids hitting some dingers. Yes. I got hit with so many out there on the field without looking. Full count, 2 outs here, 2-2. Will we go to extras or will Justin Hall have some Chicago magic? Pitch from Jimmy. Walk, bases loaded. Justin with a nice at-bat there.
Situation here, bases loaded.
And look who's up,
a walk
Ryan.
Would win the game as well.
Absolutely. This could be a walk-off situation in so many different ways for Chicago as the train is moving. Bases loaded here. Ryan O'Rear up to the plate, facing off against Jimmy Cole, the 2-0 Wiffle Club. Don't want to drop their first of the season. The Bats want to go for their first win. Ryan O'Rear hits it to center. Game over! Walk-off Ryan O'Rear in a big league moment comes up huge for the Bats. Wow.
Wow. What a game, Sam. What a game. Ryan O'Rear coming in clutch for his team.
Ready
Jeff Lopes with a 2-run homer to tie it. The Bats are hot.
Bats are hot indeed. What a job done well. Here's the replay on the slide drop right into Ryan O'Rear's wheelhouse, straight to center, walks it off. Grant Miller scores. Chicago Bats take the victory 3-2 in an incredible first matchup today here at Intennse Arena Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's how you start a Sunday in Big League Wiffle Ball. We thank you for joining us here. Bats get their first win. Wiffle Club drop their first one of the season. We'll be back.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Big League Wiffle Ball in Atlanta, Georgia at Assembly Studios. My name is Justin Lee. First game already inside the books, a massive 3-2 win for the Chicago Bats in their debut this season. But the work is just beginning, and joining us here, Ryan O'Rear. He's just player of the game and literally did every single thing right in that game. Single, a massive catch, and then you come in bases loaded jam right in that moment, and a walk-off win right before the onset of the last.
Yes, those 3-inning games go quick, and so you need some big moments, and we just happen to have a big moment in that last inning and get us a W against a really good team.
Well, let's take a look at that game in particular, the last one. Again, Philly had come into this 2-0 into the season. Walk-off wins of their own, respectively, with Jimmy Cole and what he's done. You face off against Jimmy Cole, and it came up in a big way. What were your thoughts when you saw that pitch go right to that wall?
Yeah, you know, I was just looking to get something to hit, and Jimmy's a great pitcher. He just left something up to me, and once it got through their infield, it was really good, and I knew we had won that game. But the guys had to get on base before me, and so big shout out to my teammates. You know, it's a team sport, and you got to get on base, and we got to move them around.
Well, we'll definitely talk a little bit more about that in particular, but the one we're looking at right now for game 2 of our second of the first half, it's Philadelphia Wiffle Club against the New York Green Apples. They make their season debut here in this building today, and there's a lot to look forward to. Obviously, Sam Skippy, who was just here talking to you guys up in the booth, now he's down on the field and a chance to, get things started against a Philly Wiffle Club that also, they were doing pretty solid there, but we have to look at this Green Apples team and wonder are they going to look like through this season? What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, this is the Green Apples' first game. You got the Skippy brothers, well known in wiffle ball, and so expect big things from them. Expect them to come out jumping on the pitch. You know, they are not free swingers, but they're aggressive, and so we might get a big offensive explosion here from the Green Apples.
And you see on your screen the rest of the games that are happening here today. You obviously just saw that 3-2 walk-off win by my man to my right, Philadelphia and Chicago, 3-2 win. We have New York and Philadelphia right now, but plenty of more games to go here on this beautiful Sunday in Georgia. And it might be a little rainy outside, but it's perfect weather in here. No weather to speak of because it's pitch perfect. A beautiful day for wiffle ball indeed.
Perfect weather in the dome. Perfect weather in the studio. A great place to get some wiffle ball games in. I'm excited to see Philadelphia back out here. I mean, they've played plenty of games in this studio now, and so they are comfortable. They're cool and collected. And then, like I said, the Green Apples, this is their first game, so you got to think the nerves are going to be there. They definitely were for us bats when we were out there.
And a little bit more on that environment just a little bit later, because I know there's a lot of things that have been going on in your mind, a lot of people who are just coming into this building and seeing this environment for the first time. But here we go. Philadelphia Wiffle Club, it's Brody Livingston who will face off against the Green Apples. Here's pitch number 1 on the way. It's a ball.
Throwing a soft one on that first pitch. And then he ramps it up, Brody.
So Brody, also a rookie this season alongside Jimmy Cole. They both have been extreme factors throughout the year. And this will be Brody Livingston's game to kind of help them bounce back into that win column. Obviously now 2-1 on the season. Well, the Green Apples get their first taste here in the building. It looks like we got a 3-1 count here.
Yeah, Brody's wanting to come in and really set the record straight here, so he's determined. You see it in his face.
One of those things about Brody is that experience level translates so much from what he's been able to do and much of his prior wiffle ball experience in the past. This is a guy that just understands the game itself. But bit of a off start here to his day. A walk dished out to Smithy on the first one. So we have first base runner here for the Green Apples of 2026 here in Georgia. And plenty of experience for the next guy up here for the Green Apples. It's Werner who steps into the box here. Again, Philadelphia has 2 rookies. The only rookie on this team for the Green Apples is James Clyde, who is the number 9 overall pick this past season, or this past in the draft of the inaugural one. You see Livingston having a little struggles to start off with, but look, this is a guy who has plenty of experience and knows when to lock in when he gets that feel for it. This one's drilled to right. It's over the fence. And just like that, the Green Apples are on the board, 2-0.
There we go, Grandma, get out the apples. We got a 2-run score there. I told you they were going to hop on these pitchers. They are locked in and ready to go. Huge home run, as we see back on the replay. Just parked it, no doubter.
And that was a no-doubter indeed to right. 2-0 the Green Apples. And for a city that is also coming back from an NBA Finals championship, you come back here, you join us on a Sunday, you watch some wiffle ball. Everything's going right for New York right now.
Yes, the city is definitely rocking, especially that's a great way to start their BLW career there.
Big sack on the next pitch. So got to wash off what just happened with Brody Livingston. And this is a guy who's also extremely calm, cool, and collected as well with the experience that he has as a player.
Yeah, Brody, one of the top pitchers in BLW, especially from the left side. He looks like he's playing a little soft here, a little soft ball there, a little off-speed pitch. He's trying to mix those in. Even though we have a speed limit, a lot of times the gameplay, they're going to ramp it up to that 75, but they're going to then back it off, and you're going to see some changeups and some knuckleballs. You have to with these experienced hitters.
That one's also in the floor as well, so.
One of the Skippy brothers up, Gus.
Yep.
Fan favorite. Ball 2.
The Skippy brothers, obviously, a lot of experience in the wiffle ball world as well, and you'll see plenty of them this season. One of the things you will also see if you pay close attention to is their socks.
Yes, the socks game is a big thing with the Skippy brothers, and Gus is definitely repping some good socks right there. Look at that green apple pride and the laces.
Nice little theme here to join us in Georgia. Mostly peaches here, less than apples, more or less.
Yeah.
But plenty of apples to go around, like you said. Grandma, pull out the bag.
Yes.
A massive home run from Werner early on in this inning.
Oh,
the Green Apples are 2-zip.
Brody comes back in the count, 3-2, filling it up. See what happens.
He needs another out here to at least limit the damage. Cut swing.
Great pitch by Brody. High cheese on that one. Gus just couldn't catch up.
So we got 2 outs here, and here's our guy. Skippy's up to the plate. First pitch watched upstairs.
From the broadcast to the game, let's see how he does.
And one of those other things we mentioned, just like the socks, but Sam Skibby's shoes are something to absolutely take a look at.
My goodness.
Goodness. Matching the theme all the way through. You got to love to see it. So it looks like a 2-1 count here for Livingston.
You could put those reflective shoes on the highway and steer traffic.
Give him a couple of sticks. He can help dish out the traffic. Not too much traffic. There will be plenty tomorrow with the World Cup in town. That one's watched in there for the zone. 2-2 count on Skibby. The environment here extremely electric as always, and early on in that last game, big moments came in a big way. You just saw a big moment earlier with Werner in the box. Here's a full count payoff pitch for Livingston. Delivered. Watch, and Skibby's on board with a walk.
Changed it up there, went down to 53 miles per hour. Skippy saw it the whole way. That's a walk. We got a base runner on. Apple's trying to add to their 2 runs here in the top of the first. Let's see who wins this. Brody's got to keep it close.
He takes that one off the top corner, and you're starting to see that Livingston is starting to reel it in a little bit more here. Fouls that one
hack. Big hack. He was right on that timing-wise. Just got a little under it. But 0-2.
Ideal situation here for Livingston.
Absolutely filthy. Just way outside.
One of those pitches that whenever you see it up close and personal, it's extremely difficult to judge whether you want to take one of those or not.
Yes, that ball's moving a lot more than the camera's showing.
There's the 2-1. Just watching off the body. So a 2-2 count. Livingston needs this strike. He comes away. Swing and a miss.
He got him.
But not before a Werner 2-run home run gives the Green Apples a 2-0 lead to start things off. We're off to the bottom of the first. Let's take another look at that massive, or at least this pitch right here on that swing.
Perfectly placed by Brody with that 2 strikes right up above the zone. That's a hard pitch to lay off of as a batter.
So we'll stay here and let's finally warm up in the circle. And I'll ask you, Ryan, just a little bit more in general about the environment here. And, you come in here and you see, the state of wiffle ball, and you think to yourself, and this is something we talked about beforehand as well in our little meet-up conversation. This is different in terms of the evolution of wiffle ball, and it's something that most people just don't really see, but it's here, it's in front of you, and does it feel like it's a dream, or does it feel like this is something out of a storybook?
It feels a little bit like a dream, if I'm going to be honest. The production level, the field here, the great people around us, and then just bringing in a lot of guys we've played wiffle ball against for years, and then we bring it into this style. Wiffle ball's played in many different styles, but this medium pitch, radar and base running and fielding, this is great product to watch, and the most fun wiffle ball to play.
Livingston will step into the box. He'll get us started here for the Philly Wiffle Club. Watches strike one, a beautiful riser.
Right down the pipe at 75. Remember, our speed limit is 75, so anything over that's a ball. And so if you can dance around that 75, that is going to give you an advantage. Big swing by Brody, foul ball.
And like you said, even if it's a swing and a miss too, if it's over 75, that's still in regards to the ball no matter what.
Yeah. So if you hit it and they get you out, but the pitch was over 75, you can say no, that's a ball, and then we restart there.
He goes swinging on the outside corner, nothing there for Brody Livingston. He goes down, a quick out for Smythe up in the circle. Here's a guy who's had plenty of success, especially last weekend. He takes the first one off the hands of Smythe. No play at first. He's going for second and reaching through because nobody was covering the bag. That's the kind of awareness that Jimmy Cole has brought to this team.
Jimmy Cole is putting the Wiffle Ball Club on his back, and look at this base running. This is heads up. This is veteran play. I know he's a rookie. He just got drafted, but he's been in the game long before. He knows nobody's at second. Get to second. Every base matters. That beautiful play by Jimmy Cole.
Another classic slide too as well to add to it. It's a 1-1 count here in the batter's box. And remember Jimmy Cole, that diving slide a week ago, won them that game 3-2 against Boston. The dolphin dive kind of slid a little awkwardly there as well, but you love to see the energy from a guy like Jimmy Cole.
There's minimal sliding on this turf. It's you stick quite a bit, so we've had some goofy slides coming out of here. And Jimmy just happens to have two of them, but two great plays on his goofy slides.
A 1-1 count. Try to sit with it, nothing there. And another question also goes as well, do you stick with the leggings like Smythe does up on the circle, or do you stick with bare legs and whatnot? Looks like strike three on the last swing there by Melton. He goes down to 2 outs, runner at second.
Yeah, with this turf, having some leggings does kind of help a little bit. Keep you from getting some turf burn or rug burn, essentially. Dom's been swinging it really well. He watches that first strike in there. Oh, big rip.
Opposite side, off the hands of Flaken. No cover, and here comes Cole.
And heads up play by Dom heading to second.
Looked a little gimpy getting up there at second base, but that does get the job done. Phillies on the board now, 2-1, and it was all thanks to that really nice base running from Jimmy Cole on his first hit. Goes from second all the way home. A little juggle there on the defensive side.
Yeah, Flackney kind of missed that grounder there, and then they took advantage of a great heads-up play by Jimmy Cole. Big rip by Dom. So beautiful pitch. Holy cow, that was filthy. Josh wanted it but could not get himself to swing.
You know it's filthy when they break the zip tie on the physical strikes.
Yeah.
Smythe comes away and goes with a riser. A little high speed of a pitch.
But some guys, that's going to be part of their strategy and set up for that pitch right there. You see that looping pitch? It was only 62 miles per hour, but the pitch before that, way over the speed limit, set up.
Well, Jimmy Cole gets Philly up on the board. 2-1 score for the Green Apples as we head to the top of the second.
First-time attendees can claim complimentary tickets while seats last. Just fill out the form and claim your tickets. This is more than a moment. This is who we are. Feel the energy, the crowd, the passion of Atlanta United at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on us. Big moments await. This is Atlanta United.
Let's see what's in here.
Mid-inning festivities happening here inside, here in Atlanta, Georgia, at the 2-1 ball game for the New York Green Apples. That home run, 2-run home run from Werner early on, and then Jimmy Cole able to answer back for Philly in the bottom half of the first inning. We got a 2-1 ball game so far, and you know, so far through the first two games, extremely entertaining.
Yeah, Philly cut that lead in half right there. That was really important in the bottom of the first. Here they come into the top of the second. Brody back on the mound for his second inning of work. He's got to shut it down here. No more runs, and then let his club hit the ball on the bottom of the half of the inning there.
So Livingston coming up to the circle. I want to ask you just in personal about your experience-wise about your team on side of things, because that's why we enjoy having players here to be able to talk about their dreams throughout, you know, being in here. Zatrowski hit that home run, that sack ground ball by Melton, and then to return back, Lopes with that massive 2-run home run to tie things up and give you guys a chance to come back in.
Yeah, huge home run there, keeping us in the game. You know, without that, you know, we don't have a chance coming to that inning. Jimmy has a huge lead at that point.
Nothing there for Werner. Remember, he hit that 2-run home run back in the top of the first against Livingston.
Yeah, Brody's going to have to be careful here. Oh, another big hack, but a good pitch by Brody. Brody way up in the count, 1-2. Let's see what he pulls out of the bag. Brody known for having multiple pitches.
Oh, he goes with a
man.
changeup. That's ridiculous. Near just
Nice.
missing at the bottom, it seems.
Oh, that must have been the second strike. Oh, and he changed it up again, 2 in a row.
2-2 count remains, and you see Livingston opposed to that top of the first. He's really starting to lock in here. He got him swinging.
Great pitch. Great pitch, 2 slow ones, getting the batter's eye, looking at that slow pitch, and then zoop, right in there, riser, zone, strikeout.
One of those really nice looking pitches. He goes with the first one over the top. Another really good selection here from Livingston, and so far, now he's keeping them off balance. Got him on the corner. Yes, he did. 0-2 count.
0-2 count, Dudas up to bat, really good yellow bat swinger.
Just barely misses top pipe there. High cheese makes it a 1-2 count. And he got him swinging and loses the bat in the process.
Loses it. If you're watching on TV and you saw that speed limit, it shot up there 114. But Brody was not throwing 114 miles per hour. That was the swing, and you see the bat fly back towards the radar.
So they're
Big strikeout.
They're actually bringing him back because Brody elected to say that pitch went over the speed limit. So he's giving his teammate. You love to see the class. You love to see the class from a guy like Livingston.
Yeah, class act right there. Dude is staying alive. Found that ball off.
Walking in here.
Jimmy giving him some talking him up on what to throw.
Goes with the off-speed pitch. Doesn't take. Full count. Those kinds of things you love to see, especially for Livingston. He's very known for that gentleman's type of aspect to his game. Not only is he just an avid wiffle ball player, but he's also respectful to everyone else. Got him swinging upstairs.
Big strikeout. Dudas was pretty aggressive that whole time, fouling it off. So Brody said, I'll be a pitcher and not just a thrower, and I'll bring it up over your head. Strike 3.
So here's Gus Skibby coming up to the plate.
Oh, dropping down, Brody. That was disgusting there, but a ball low.
That one just off the corner on the left side. Look at that. That's Bob Rost in there.
Wow, 1-1. Just painted that corner. Quick pitch.
Next one drills it. That one is gone. Gus Skibby puts Green Apple back up and takes back a run. It's 3-1.
And the Gus Skippy shuffle around the bases. Oh, and he's eating a green apple.
A celebration game for the Green Apples is up top. And just like this ball, that was absolutely up top as well.
He waited on that pitch and saw it the whole way, knew it was gone.
Green Apples are back with a 2-run lead, and now Gus Skibby's brother Sam, our very own, inside the broadcast booth as well. He's in the box right now looking for his own big blast.
There we go. That ball high makes it 1-1. He's trying to go back-to-back.
Look at that, crunching on that green apple.
They must be practicing that celebration at home. I love it.
In the garage, outside, we're in the backyard, who knows? But you know that that was absolutely planned.
Big hack by Sam. You know he's looking to go back-to-back with his brother. That would send this place, just the roof off this place. It'll be electric if he can get one here.
I'm trying to make a lot of favorites here for a lot of the fans here. Many of these fans come in here looking for a team to cheer on, and certainly the Green Apples have made their case, but down goes Sam Skibby on a strikeout. Now we'll go through the top of the second, but Gus Skibby gives us a really nice celebration and a nice home run into left field. We got a 3-1 ball game here, and again, very entertaining so far, but now it's time to see how Philly can bounce back. Again, early on against you guys, that walk-off you hit against them, they're looking to bounce back and try to get back on the winning side of things.
Right. The Green Apples went up 1-0 in that first inning, or 2-0, and then Philly chipped away, and then here they come back and add another run. Let's see if Philly's going to answer. That's why these short games, these 3-inning games, really are exciting because things can shift quickly, and then boom, the game's over. So Philly has to answer here, have some good at-bats. Looks like who we have up first, Brody Livingston. He's looking to help himself out here. Just trying to get on base or send one into the fans. He steps into the box.
The number 3 overall pick in the draft.
Big hack for strike one.
Led the league in innings pitched as well, in top 5 in home runs in St. Louis, Missouri. He's been around the wiffle ball world, and he
drops it low there. That strike two.
Nearly locked it down the last inning. He's looking for a good one here, but an 0-2 count. Good stuff here by Smythe up inside the circle. That one's just low, though.
He might have been messing with a little bit of a knuckleball there.
Smythe played baseball in college. He's a senior data analyst nowadays. And this is a guy that also has a lot of awards to his name as well. 2-time National Player of the Year, 3-time National Champion. Brody puts this one in play, left side, no throw to first.
I tell you what, you hit it to that left side, and if it's not hot off your bat, it's hard to throw that ball across the diamond to first base, and so it's almost a hit every time. But you got some fielders; they almost have to cheat in. You got to get to that ball quick to get it over to first to get that out.
Especially with the speed of Livingston, that also adds another piece to that factor. That's a really nice dotted pitch. It looked like on the outside or inside corner rather. To Jimmy Cole.
See if Jimmy Cole can make some magic again here.
This one goes inside as well, but that riser lifts a little too inside. Lays off the changeup. It's a 2-1 count. And another thing to note about the field here in general, because it's not a full 90-degree field here, as a nice pitch delivered right into the gutter.
Yep, 72 miles per hour under that speed limit. And man, when they get up close to that 75, we are 45 feet away from pitching rubber to strike zone. And it gets pretty quick if you're coming in there at 75 miles per hour.
Fouls that one off a liner.
Right on it.
If that net wasn't there, somebody's going to get a free wiffle ball in the face. There we go, another big count, and watches that one. Just a little low as well, 2-2. You're looking for a good one here. Remember, Livingston at first base. And he swings and misses.
Big strikeout there. Big strikeout. Now they have one out. Still a runner on. Chandler's been hot all last Sunday. Had some big hits. First pitch, he's hacking. Strike one.
He had that sack ground out early on against you guys in that first game. He's been a factor so far for this Philadelphia Wiffle Ball club.
Great
He's
pitch
very
there.
steady.
0-2. Down in the count. He's going to fight for his life, though, here.
He tried to go with the riser, but it just stuck to the turf.
Dropping a little more submarine. He just was trying to roll it off that turf there.
Got this riser, but it's popped up and a catch. And good heads up by Livingston to stay at first base.
Yeah, good play to freeze right on that bag, because you saw as soon as he caught it, he was wheeling around, seeing if he was peeking off that bag. And then in this league, you can throw the ball at the runner at 4 and out, and so that's important.
Especially at home plate, those types of plays are pretty humongous as well. Dominic Shatrowski swings and fouls off that.
Trying to hit that into orbit, I tell you what.
Full rotation around the body, I would say. He tries another one, too.
Dom's a muscular man. He's going to put a lot of power behind that ball, but he's down here 0-2.
We got 2 outs, 0-2 count. Tries to go with a floater over the top, but that one just misses above the pipe.
Yeah, when those pitchers are ahead of you, they're going to play with you. They got tons of pitches in their back pocket.
Misses the riser as well.
Really, really good riser there. A lot of movement as our broadcast booth is kind of off to the side. A lot of elevation movement there.
You see that degree from the side as well. Here's the next delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him down.
73 miles per hour down the pipe. See you later.
Wiffle Ball Club able to get on base with Livingston, but nothing for the rest. It's 3-1 as we head to the top of the third. One more inning to go here at our second game of our Sunday here at Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. My name is Justin Lee alongside Ryan O'Rear, who joins us here in the booth, part of the Chicago Bats team. He got a walk-off win earlier, and he joins us here. Good analyst stuff so far. A 3-1 score for New York right now, and Livingston trying to hold things down and give his team another chance to try to come out maybe with a walk-off win of their own.
Yes, Philadelphia definitely is not strangers to the walk-off, as they had 2 big walk-off wins last weekend. But we don't want to start that way, as Brody Livingston walks the leadoff guy. Runners on base usually means runners on the board, so you got to be careful here. Warner with a big home run in the first inning, and he's been taking some powerful hacks.
Now Will Smythe at first base, and again, Reed Werner with that 2-run home run early on that got the scoring started for the Green Apples. They're looking for their first win of the season. That's a nice riser from Livingston. see the rotation and where it starts. It looks like whenever you see it, it looks like it's going to go down, but it just stays right up. A big hack there from Livingston's little curveball. And
yeah, Livingston's going to be able to throw and make that ball move every direction. Away from the batter, inside to the batter, up and down, and take off some speed, put some more speed on there. Same thing with a lot of these pitchers here. Will on the other side of the mound with the Green Apples, he's also going to do that.
Swings and misses on that one, and he goes down.
Big strikeout there. Dudas up.
It's a high school teacher and a baseball coach. D2, a first baseman and outfielder back when he was on the dirt and the grass. Watches the first pitch, that one on the very lower pipe,
Fun fact about Dudas, he's well known on Instagram because he dug a huge rock out of his yard. So check that out.
I would very much love to see that after this, honestly.
But swings the bat really well, so he's got to be careful here.
Big hack, he was looking for the fences on that swing.
Yeah, definitely looking to add to their runs here.
I mean, this just looks like a guy who has a baseball build. You see the glorious mustache. Not trashing on your mustache. Yours is just as well as his.
Yeah, he's looking for a pitch here.
2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Just a little early.
Well, Brody with the walk and then 2 quick strikeouts right here. Trying to get his team back to hitting.
Somebody that just has ice in their vein, loves to put themselves in pressure situations. He delivers the first pitch to Gus Skibby. Remember, had a home run himself.
Top pipe for a strike.
That home run back in the second. Next delivery, swings and misses. One that was right down the middle. But Livingston saying no go because the pitch was above 75. So it'll be 2-0. 2-0 count. Down low 3-0 now. Skibby's going to be patient here, but swings and hacks on that one. He had the green light.
Big swing. I think he does have, I think it's 2-2 now.
2-2 rather instead of 3-1. So 2-2. Unless Skibby said that he's okay with that being a strike, but that ball upstairs full count. And he watches one. Wow.
Watches strike 3 in there, and Brody gets out of it. All right, we're going to have an exciting one here. New York up 3-1. Here we see a beautiful strike 3 pitch just up high in that top corner, and Gus could not pull the trigger. Big pitch by Brody.
Nothing you can do with a pitch like that. So we're going to the bottom of the third. New York 3, Philadelphia 1. One final chance for this wiffle ball club to really kind of get out of this little hole that they have themselves in right now.
Yes, and Will and the Green Apples, Will on the mound, he's looking to just shut it down and get the New York their first win here at BLW.
You love to see the antics from the Green Apples, and remember that celebration from earlier. They've got all of the vibes going inside the Assembly Studios.
They are happy in New York, let me tell you.
They certainly are. They're going through the city and running through the streets. I'm sure Gus and Sam Skibby were certainly excited about that Knicks win yesterday as well, and they're excited that they're up 3-1 right now. Their season debut on the board. Smiley will try to hold things down here in his debut on the season, and it will be against this wiffle ball club that has plenty of walk-off wins. Big swing and a miss.
Josh Wheeler up to bat, underrated hitter, had a great fast pitch circuit. Let's see if he can cash in. Disgusting pitch by Will. He is dropping down in that submarine style and making the ball go 2 different ways from that same release point.
Very similar to Taylor Rogers type of swing. That one,
oh, no
bit
one's
of an
touched
awkward
it.
one. It's in the box.
They're calling it a foul ball.
Foul ball indeed.
Way to run it out, though, Josh. Hauling it down here to first base. That's a big thing with base running. Got to run those bases, and it makes a big difference.
There's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Outside pitch swung on, and down goes Wheeler.
Perfectly located by Will. He's not just throwing pitches all over the place. He's picking where that ball is needing to go and just outside.
Here's Livingston. He needs to at least get on base to give his team a chance. That first pitch, a little dropper, beautiful on the bottom piping. That lets that one fly just above the zone. So you got Livingston, and then you have Cole, who's right behind him. If Cole can get on base, I'm sure they both would be extremely aggressive on the base pads.
Yes.
Livingston puts it in play. Throw to first. In time. That's a big play there by Dudas.
Big play, ground ball to the left side. Like I said, that's a tough play. You got to get the ball and get rid of it across the zone. Umpire calls him out, but looks like they're going to challenge the play. Not sure what happens there, but we'll find out.
The last play is under review to see if Livingston had his foot in there at first base. Here's that look.
Right down to Dudas, and he has to get rid of it quick.
Wants that foot. It's got to be in that hand. Well, looks pretty bang up here. It's a very close look. It's a very close look. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, take it closer for us.
Another angle here. Could be potentially blocked off.
Inconclusive, but
and not a lot of evidence to go with. Again, it has to be clear and concise evidence. The call is out on the field. We don't have enough conclusive evidence to make a call there. And a very close bang play, but it goes the way of the Apples.
Yeah, very close there. Bang play.
One of those ones, again, we have the replay, but if you can't see where the ball is and where the foot is, it's hard to really judge where that is without conclusive evidence.
Right, sometimes you're just going to have gameplay that's going to block some angles. Tough call.
1-1 count for Cole, looking to give his team a chance. That one's off of his body and into the zone.
One and two, Will looking to get out.
Goes fishing, and down goes Cole. Green Apples get their first win of the season, 3-1.
Big win by the Green Apples here, and they've showed up to play, and they showed up to have some fun. Let's look at this strikeout here. Just throws it right on the turf, and Jimmy was swinging at anything there. Fooled him big time. Big strikeout to end the game.
So still plenty of games to go, but Philly 3-1. Philly lose another tough game, but the Green Apples 3-1 in this one.
Big win by the Green Apples.
This summer, 2 fan favorites are back.
Honey pepper pimento. Pineapple dragon fruit. They're packed, they're so packed. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. Honey pepper pimento. Yeah, that pimento. Pineapple dragon fruit. Bringing that pineapple back. They're packed, they're so packed. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so packed. Honey pepper pimento.
Which favorite will you choose?
As baseball CEO of H2O, I'm here to make sure this game runs on the best hydration. This is baseball's water.
Show me Ice Mountain.
Arrowhead.
I see you, Deer Park. Poland Spring. Ozarka. Show me Zephyr Hills. From the springs to the field, because in baseball, there's hydration, and then there's our spring water.
Coming through!
Ay, caramba.
Who put these in Messi? Only Duracell is built different, with power-boost ingredients. That's why goats like Messi only run on Duracell.
Play ball!
Power boost.
Power boost!
This is the Pocket Radar Smart Coach, an essential training tool for any athlete who is looking to get better and play college baseball. This technology allows players to track velocities and build training routines around the metrics that the Smart Coach device delivers. The Pocket Radar Smart Coach is used at every level of the game, from younger players trying to earn a college scholarship to professionals. What this technology does is incredible. Whether you're a pitcher or a hitter, this device helps ball players train harder, train smarter, and compete more effectively. If you're looking to help your ball player get better, Pocket Radar is a product you need to incorporate into your training.
I was having trouble getting through chapter books until one day at Sylvan, it finally clicked for me. I felt like I could just tear through any book that comes my way. Ah!
Sylvan Learning. Together we've got this.
Adventure 1, this is Urban Air. You are cleared for launch. All systems go. We have liftoff.
Urban Air. Adventure Unlimited.
To the FIFA World Cup.
The highlights are piling up and the standings are starting to take shape. Some teams are building momentum, others are searching for answers. That's what makes every game matter. The next challenge awaits as another pair of teams takes the field at Intennse Arena. Sunday afternoon game day continues in Big League Wiffle Ball. We thank you again, everybody, for joining us on the live stream and everybody watching on Fubo and all of our networks across the country. My name is Sam Skibby, your host on this journey through the regular season. Alongside me was your host just last game, and now in the booth with me, Mr. Justin Lee. Justin, how we doing?
Absolutely fun. This environment has been something otherworldly, and it just every time you look at it on screen or now in person for the first time, it's something completely different, and you just love to see it.
And this game has some uber importance. It's the first one for the Miami Mirage. The Chicago Bats took a victory in their first one, but let's take a look at last game. The New York Green Apples came out hot with a bunch of home runs, a couple little miscues in the field, but that's going to happen in your first time around in this arena. Philadelphia put some pressure on, but in the end, it was Will Smithy who put on a clinic on the mound, and the home runs from Reed Warner and Gus Skibby were the difference to give the victory to the Apples. What a game.
Absolutely, what a game indeed. And you talk about the big bombs and everything riding in New York right now. You know, you talk about the NBA Finals. Now you talk about getting started with the win. Yeah. Must have felt something special out there.
Yeah, New York is feeling it, not only in the city with the Knicks, but now we're feeling it here in Atlanta with the New York Green Apples. Keaton Kimmel will be on the mound for the Chicago Bats, making his big league wiffle ball debut. He is a lefty for Chicago, so this team's got a lot of lefties. Bryson Livingston also, we will see him later on today. But the guy at the plate, Mr. Mike Stiles, had an incredible day at the plate last week for the Mirage. This is the start of the journey for Miami, who will have their entire season completely finished at the end of today as Mike Stiles skies one super high, but foul. Let's take a look again at the stats from Mike Stiles just last week. 3 for 4, 3 singles, 2 runs scored, 2 RBIs, and 3 walks, Justin. He was on base a lot.
No, this is a guy that has a lot of patience at the plate, and you see what he's been able to do through the last stretch of this series for the Mirage, and you see that blasted ball up in the rafters and everything. This guy has plenty of power, plenty of skill, and he's going to get the job done every time.
Absolutely, as the strikeout from Keaton Kimmel to get his season started on the mound. Mike Stiles also will be pitching 8 strikeouts and a shutout last time, a 1-hit shutout, so it's going to be really exciting to see him back on the mound again for the Mirage. And then we talk about this guy, Justin Lee, probably one of the more premier hitters in the country right now. Talk about Tommy Hernandez.
Oh, I mean, this is a guy from the very get-go. You just very knew that his personality, his work ethic, and his love for his own religion and in his own right. This is a guy that has plenty of raw power, a baseball player himself, and you see it in the swing every time he hits those bombs. And if anything, the world needs more Tommy bombs.
Absolutely. He hit a home run in his first at-bat in Big League Wiffle Ball 2026 season, and he's got the swing to do it every single time. As you mentioned, a JUCO baseball player. He was the 2025 All-Star captain for the league, so had the most votes out of anybody in BLW in the fast pitch circuit in 2025. A Cali kid, and he's headed to graduate school soon. So
yes, he is.
Very excited.
Very avid softball coach as well. He knows how to live up a room, and earlier today he lived up a room early on.
Yeah, absolutely. He's great with the kids beforehand, getting batting practice going, and he is looking around right now. I think he may have thought he tipped it, but not quite sure. Strikeout for Tommy Hernandez as Keaton Kimmel looks to be settling in early.
Oh, yeah, he's absolutely settled here. None of the pressure is really getting to him, it seems, so far.
Jeremy Adams will make his first at-bat of the second week for BLW. Keaton Kimmel gets low on the riser for that one. A nice pitch from Keaton.
I mean, you see the way that he's mixing up these pitches, going from top, north, south, left, east, west, and everything, and it's working.
A nice job from Keaton Kimmel as he is hyped to get off the field. 1, 2, 3 for the 17-year-old here for the Chicago Bats as the Bats look to continue their winning streak after beating the Philadelphia Wiffle Club, who were 2-0 before it started, and all of a sudden they find themselves 2-2 and fighting for a spot.
Yeah, extremely tough. You talk about the difference of a week that does between then and now, and for Philly, they've got all the right pieces working for them in the long run, but it was just another tough day against some teams who are really looking for those first few wins. And of course, you know, the Bats, they just kind of flip the script on him, go Uno reverse card, give him the walk-off win and everything. And then, you know, you have to play against a Green Apple team that wanted to get off strong. It's been tough, but they'll bounce back.
Both of those teams, the Chicago Bats and the New York Green Apples, they wanted to get off to a hot start and were somewhat as a disadvantage because Philadelphia has already been here. They've seen the bright lights. They've played in a sold-out stadium. It was new for the awe factor for the teams, but they rose to the occasion. And now for Philly, they find themselves 2-2, the same 500 record about as the Miami Mirage. With Mike Stiles on the mound, they got their win. They are 1-1 on the season, Justin, and they look to finish their season today. They need to get off to a hot start right here.
Oh, absolutely, and especially in front of these fans here today, especially for guys like Stiles, Smith, Tommy Hernandez. You know, one last send out before, you know, they have a long wait until the playoffs. You want to finish off strong.
Grant Miller will lead it off again for the Bats. He made an impact at the plate. Maybe didn't get as many hits as he would have liked, but just the fear factor of Grant Miller is definitely there. One of the more stronger bats around the country. Very well known, the number 12 overall pick for the Chicago Bats. Mike Stiles, though, is no stranger to the big moment. Has played in many important wiffle ball games across the country his entire career, including a one-hit shutout, 8 strikeouts in his Miami Mirage debut just last week in the 5-0 win for Miami. Cam Smith over at the left field side, John Paul Gunn over at the right field side. Here we go, Stiles to Grant Miller, ball 1.
He's got such a swagger to him, especially when he came into the building. You could just tell that he's got all this confidence riding the right way.
Grant Miller's having fun out there.
Oh, he absolutely is. You love to see it too. He's also one of those guys. For the Mirage, it's Tommy Hernandez. For the Bats, it's Grant Miller. He works so well with kids, especially when we saw in the pregame as well.
Yeah, father of two. Grant Miller, a former D1 third baseman for Western Michigan University, finds himself here leading off for the Chicago Bats. A 1-0 start for the number 8 preseason power ranked team. Swings through that one. Mike Stiles gets the better of him in the first at bat. And now it'll bring up Jeff Lopes. What a game from Jeff Lopes to make his number 2 overall pick debut for the Bats. Not only does he pitch them to a win, but also had the 2-run home run to get them tied up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sent this crowd into a rouse after hitting that 2-run home run. They were down 2-0, changed off a one swing, and it was all because of this guy.
Jeff Lopes is definitely going to be a player that the Bats will rely heavily on, not just today with 4 games on their slate, but continuing throughout not just this year, but into the future for this Chicago franchise. Bats would love to bring some energy to the city of Chicago and bring back a title. Mike Stiles pitching very well right now. 1-2, 1 out. Pitch to Jeff Lopes. Gets him swinging. He is right on the zone right now.
Some really good stuff from Stiles so far. He's really divvied it up perfectly, and that change of speed, too, is what's been working for him as well.
I think the change of speeds, and you'll see that pitch here for the strikeout, those change of speeds is what makes these pitchers so effective. Brody Livingston did a great job in that last game as well. Mike Stiles really well known for his knuckleball, and we've seen it a couple times, not only just last week, but today as well. Already is starting off, and a nice little slider there. Didn't quite get as much on it as he wanted. Ryan O'Rear was just in the booth with you, and now on the field again. Quick turnarounds here for our play-by-play analysts.
Hey, for a guy who kind of came in here with 0 expectations, now how about a lot of expectations now for what he's been able to do? A hit in the last game, that one-handed snag out of midair, and then that walk-off hit for the Chicago Bats. I mean, if he hasn't made himself a fan base already, he certainly has now.
And between the mustache and the kind personality, I don't think you can find anyone more excited right now than Ryan O'Rear with this crowd. Great swing, foul ball for Ryan O'Rear. 2 outs for Stiles. This could be a quick first inning. Back-to-back here for both teams. Pitch from Mike Stiles to Ryan O'Rear. Swing, Ryan gets something on it, but a nice scoop up for Mike Stiles and a good play to Johnny Gunn. And that'll do it for the first inning here, folks. 1, 2, 3, go the Bats. We will be back. Miami and Chicago knotted at 0. We'll see you soon, folks.
This summer, 2 fan favorites are back.
Honey, pepper, pimento, pineapple, dragon fruit. They're packed, they're so packed, yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. Honey, pepper, pimento, yeah, that pimento. Pineapple, dragon fruit, bringing that pineapple back. They're packed, they're so packed, yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so packed. Honey, pepper, pimento, pineapple, dragon fruit.
Which favorite will you choose?
As baseball CEO of H2O, I'm here to make sure this game runs on the best hydration. This is baseball's water.
Show me Ice Mountain.
Arrowhead.
I see you, Deer Park. Poland Spring. Ozarka, show me Zephyr Hills. From the springs to the field, because in baseball, there's hydration, and then there's our spring water.
Coming through!
Ay, caramba.
Who put these in Messi? Only Duracell is built different, with power-boost ingredients. That's why goats like Messi only run on Duracell.
Play ball!
Power boost.
Power boost!
And we're back here in Atlanta, Georgia, Intennse Arena. Bats are locked in a tight one with the Miami Mirage. Chicago Bats, their second game so far of their season. Miami Mirage in their third game. This team, Justin, has never faced off ever in the history of these two franchises. So this will be the first time that they face off, and this will be a big difference maker because we will see a rematch of this game later on today on ESPN+.
Oh, absolutely. You got to love it, too. And one thing to point out, too, this is almost like a battle of the jerseys. Maybe some of the best jerseys I think we've seen in this league so far. Mirage with that nice little pistachio color and everything, and then the bats with their red and white and black.
Nice pitch from Keaton Kimmel. Yes, very clean jersey looks, very clean logos across the entire league. Chicago Bats, I almost feel like they would have a good alternate jersey with black with red outline instead.
That was something Ryan and I were talking about earlier in the last broadcast, is maybe if they do an alternate, that would probably be where they go.
Absolutely, and a strikeout there. Definite check swing. Almost came all the way to the booth with that swing, Justin. But the umpire, Chandler Melton, calls him out. Umpire Chandler Melton looking very professional. He actually just did a couple games just yesterday for baseball in Mattoon, Illinois. So now he's here in Atlanta, umpiring wiffle ball.
Done his homework for sure, and the look is like all that says. He's got the polo and everything.
Ground ball from Cam Smith. Not going to be able to handle it. Cam Smith going two. And a nice play. Cam Smith heads up base running there. Grant Miller, new rookie, first time going to be out there. Here's your replay, folks. You see anything hit down the line is basically going to be a hit unless it comes right to them. But Grant Miller with a little bobble, and Cam Smith took advantage with nobody at second base. Great base running from Cam Smith. It's exactly what they needed at the bottom of their lineup to get started with a runner in scoring position for one of the best hitters in the league. Mike Stiles leading the league in average.
And that's also one of those things on that last play as well. When you talk about the infielders, because you only have three of them, right? Kimmel, who's standing there in the circle, one of those things is about communication, having someone, especially the pitcher, go cover that second base bag, especially when you have one guy who has to go to that base.
Here it is again in a nice play. Wow, it would have been an out. Here we go. Bowman misses him. And we got some chaos exploding here in Atlanta.
That looked pretty close.
It's going to be safe. We're going to see what they're challenging.
It's likely this tag at the very end here to see if he had his hand in there or whatnot.
They want to know if it hit him? They're going to challenge the play to see if the ball hit him. We're going to see. We're going to look at this in the booth. It did hit him in the finger. It did him. And that will be an out. He will be called for an out on that play. Hit him in the finger as it catapulted. Wow, Justin, I was not expecting to overturn that call right there.
Yeah.
But wow, an out has been called.
Hey, you see on that second look, it bounced off of his right hand at the very edge.
Yeah.
And ricochet, that little movement there signals immediately that got him.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was a change that we did not expect, honestly. I did not think that hit him just by looking at it, and calls a strike. Chandler Melton, the umpire, calls a strike. Strike one. Cam Smith was running hard. I think that's the right play. In a 0-0 game, you go for that.
Oh, absolutely.
But
and if you're channeling a little bit of Jimmy Cole here, then of course you're going to go for that.
Cam Smith looking like he may have injured himself a little bit. Is it not only hit his pinky, but also just the dive itself. It's tough to dive on this turf.
Well, we've seen so many of those wacky dives so far this season. That was one of those contests as well. Who had the better dive from last weekend?
Keaton Kimmel trying to settle in against one of the best. But honestly, Justin, I feel like you can work around Tommy here. With 2 outs, you have first base open. You almost can work around him and get to Jeremy Adams in the next one.
You don't want to give anything close inside the middle here to a guy like Tommy Hernandez, because anything remotely close to his hips, up to his chest level, that ball is certainly going off towards the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a moonshot right away in his first at-bat last game. Pitched to him. Yes, they were definitely pitching around him. A lot of drop balls in the dirt. Gives him first base. You might as well leave second base for a force out so they can get an easier play. Jeremy Adams will have to make an impact for the Miami Mirage right here. First pitch from Keaton Kimmel. Strike!
Such a good drop ball that he delivers from Kimmel, and time we've seen that, especially that first inning in particular, where he was absolutely locked in on that 1-2-3 inning. Going to see plenty of that more here against Adams.
And a nice one on the top of the zone, and he is firing on all cylinders. What a pitch from Keaton Kimmel, the 17-year-old. Making it known now, Grant Miller, the experienced player on the bats. Quick pitch here. Jeremy Adams doesn't bite. But Grant Miller is definitely in his ear. He's got that experience in big game moments, talking to the young kid, the young pitcher, about what we can do in these situations. First and third for the Mirage. Pitch to Jeremy Adams. Hits one. Foul.
Weird little swing there by Jeremy Adams, but at least trying to get the ball into play and force something here as well, because you see where Grant Miller is playing a little deeper than he was, had to run up to go get that ball. If that ball was in play, certainly maybe potentially a play there by Styles to maybe go for home.
2-2 now to Jeremy Adams from Keaton Kimmel. We'll talk about that challenge play again here, Justin. You know, obviously each team only gets one challenge, whether it's successful or not. So the Bats are out of challenges. They do not get another one. Ground ball to Kimmel. Not going to be able to make the play. Doesn't make the play. It's not going to matter for the Mirage as Jeremy Adams makes it count. Hits it hard enough, spins away from Keaton Kimmel. Mike Styles comes around to score 1-0 Mirage.
That's one of those tough plays again, and especially when you talk about the turf versus the grass, it's a much different playing field, because that ball, when it's running down the turf, that's scorching across the way. So that's a tough play there for Kimmel to really even try to grab with one hand.
He almost was traveling towards first base while he was collecting the ground ball, and I think it took him the other direction when he didn't want to. Jeremy Adams is on base with an RBI single. 1-0. Mirage take an early lead.
But you'd rather take a 1-0 lead rather than giving a 2-run bomb to Tommy. So still, even if it's not the right outcome, it's still something to be of hand, because you're still behind by 1 run.
And absolutely, now third base, second base, first base, all your force outs here. Pitch from Keaton Kimmel, ball.
Ooh, that was close to hitting his bat too.
56 miles an hour. Sean Hornberger watches that one go by smartly.
That's what the kids say, the brain destroyer.
And a walk from Sean Hornberger. Now every base is filled for Cam Smith, who had a single in his last at-bat. Cam also was the one that was thrown out on the throw by Drew Ballman to hit him in the finger to keep it 0-0, but now it's 1-0, and Cam's in a big spot here for his team. Swings over that one. Drop ball underneath for Keaton.
It's a good first pitch there. You know he's going to be aggressive.
He's got to be aggressive with nowhere to put him. 1-1 count. Cam knows that he wants to be swinging at a strike here because he's going to get a lot of them. Pitch from Keaton Kimmel. Ball. What a hold from Cam Smith.
It's really tough, especially with that drop ball that he delivered just moments ago. And you got to be careful with any of those pitches that start inside, and it's going to go right to that corner.
Drop ball, yes indeed, hits the inside piping. 2-2 count. Keaton would love to get out of this one here. Now we head to a full 2-2 count, excuse me. 2-2. Big pitch from Keaton Kimmel right here. Never mind, I was right. It was a full count. Full count. Bases were loaded, so that's a walk for Cam Smith. Tommy Hernandez will score. Grant Miller calms his pitcher down. Now it's Mike Styles, and now things get a little tricky here.
Right, because you get the top of the order here with this Mirage team, and this is not the scenario you want to put yourself in if you're Kimmel.
You got to pitch a strike. There's nowhere to put Mike Styles, and now falling down 2-0. And an interesting strategy that teams are taking because of the rule where if you pitch in a game at all, you cannot pitch the next game. So a lot of teams, especially with 4 games going on, they have to decide, when do we pull a pitcher? When is it appropriate to pull a pitcher? Because you can't use them again in the next game. Depends on how good your depth is, Justin.
It's a new piece of strategy to be had with for sure.
Strike, hits one off the piping. The Bats are no stranger to depth, though. They have plenty of people that can pitch on this team. You wonder what Captain Justin Hall will do after this next walk here. It is 3-0. The Bats bench doesn't look to be very active right now. They shake their heads at Keaton. This is yours, buddy. You got it. But look who's up, Justin.
Got to be careful. Absolutely, against a guy like this.
Wow, you almost feel like Tommy would have been first pitch swinging knowing that was coming right there.
That was right in the meat zone,
yes,
if you will.
Yes, it was. He would have barreled that up as a lefty right there on that slider that cut away from the bat. Pitch from Keaton Kimmel. Hits Tommy now. Now it's crunch time for this Bats team. Miami Mirage loving their lead right now. Anytime Mike Styles pitches so far, they have gotten the run support. And with a pitcher like Mike Stiles, you got to believe they're riding high like this game. It might already be in the bag.
Absolutely.
Another great hold from Tommy Hernandez. All Grant Miller and Drew Ballman can do is wait. Oh, and that's another one. You got to feel like the bats are going to make a change here. Here comes Captain Justin Hall. Too many walks in a row. Grant Miller looks to be coming in as the new pitcher and will make his pitching debut for the bats. This is an interesting spot to put the rookie, but Grant has a lot of experience on both sides of the ball. We'll see if that's who they decide to go with, and Grant will be warming up as your new pitcher. You don't get too many warm-ups either, Justin, in this new style. We got to keep things moving. So Keaton Kimmel will head over to the first base side, and Drew Ballman will be over on left field now as Grant Miller will get a few throws here, and we will get started.
It's one of those learning processes as well, because again, this is still the Chicago Bats' first couple of games here as well when it comes to Kimmel and whatnot. And Kimmel, I mean, give him credit. He had some really solid stuff in that first inning. It just kind of came down against a very patient Mirage team that has really done a number on a lot of these teams, and they're doing a number right now, scoring those last 4 runs in just this frame alone. So now they're sending it to Miller to at least finish this thing out, and this is the perfect guy to put in relief here.
Absolutely. Grant Miller is going to instantly get in this game right now. And a swing and a miss, strike one for Jeremy Adams. 4-0 your score as we are back from the pitching change. When there is a pitching change, there's only about 5 throws. 76, too hot anyway, but a ball outside. 1-1 count. So almost all your pitchers have to be warm before a game if there's any chance of them getting in, because there's not a lot of time to warm up between games.
No, absolutely not. Whenever you see these situations too, you're just wondering, where are these guys warming up as well in the background? Are they, in the back behind the field or whatnot? Are they thinking in their minds, what do I need to do here? But Grant Miller is a guy who has got so much experience, and he knows what he's going to have to do here is basically throw stuff in the zone, but keep it away from the meat zone.
Jeremy Adams, 2 strikes on him here. Grant would love to get out of this one right now. Back-to-back strike pitches here. And he, oh man, just barely misses, and another walk. You had to believe that was going to come. It's tough to be in a spot like this, even with 2 outs. Grant Miller, as experienced as he is, when it's 5-0, bases loaded, 2 outs, this is kind of a downward trend for the bats right now as Miami is feeling themselves out on the base paths and up at the plate.
The other thing, too, is that there also is a run cap as well with this. So whichever way not, if I remember, it's 6 runs in one frame where if they score 6, then we move on to the next one.
So, yes, 1 more walk will do it for the squad. Miami Mirage would love to put up a 6 spot. It would be the only time that a 6 spot has been done, because the only other time was in extra innings where there is no mercy rule, and that's when the Naturals scored 9.
That was a crazy game last night.
Crazy game, oh my goodness. 0-0 pitchers duel into extras, and then the Naturals pull it out and win 9-4 against the Mirage. So the Mirage are no stranger to these comebacks that will happen. Grant Miller gets the strike at the top of the zone, and that'll do it. Finally, the bats stop the bleeding. They will need to do some work in the bottom of the 2nd inning. It's going to be an interesting beginning to this, or interesting end to the 2nd inning here, as Mike Stiles will head back out to pitch with a 5-0 lead again for his Miami Mirage.
Yeah, and you talked about the runners across the board and the run support that he's been able to get. When you have run support like that, as big as it is, you have plenty of confidence to really go against these hitters, because now you know, no matter what, they're going to be aggressive on these pitches, unless somehow they become patient. But for a guy like Stiles, he's not going to let up.
And to think that all of that offense started with an overturned call that they thought was a run, but then it ended up being a call against them. The bats were successful. They had the momentum, and then literally right after that, single, and it's over, and it never stopped the bleeding after that. So a tough inning for the bats, but they will look to turn it around with their bats right here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. We just did the wave with the fans all around. Intennse Arena here at Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia is feeling it right now. So many fans. You love to see a sold-out crowd back-to-back weeks.
Oh, every time you see it here, you just think it's such a dream. And then, watching this a week ago on TV and just saying, man, I just want to jump into that screen and just be here and be in the moment. It's something different, and it's something that you don't really see that often. And this crowd makes it so because they're here.
Absolutely. The crowd is literally right next to the field. There is not a bad seat in this entire house. There are suites available where your entire family and friends can come rent it out. There's up close and personal $7 seats that you can't get closer in any other venue in sports. Come and see us in Atlanta, Georgia. Justin Hall up to the plate facing Mike Stiles and his nasty knuckleball. Mike Stiles would love to make this a quick one to get his team right back up to the plate. 71-mile-an-hour riser right there. Mike Stiles continuing to dominate on the mound.
Yeah, you see every time he throws those pitches, they're staying close with inside the zone, just not outside of it. And for the bats, they're being aggressive. We talked about this right before this inning started. They're going to be aggressive on any of those pitches close.
There it is right there. Two-seam action for Mike Stiles. Another strikeout as he continues to show off his plethora of pitches in his repertoire. Here's your replay on this two-seamer right there. Look at the movement on this one. Coming back middle of the zone. Looks like it was outside. Amazing from Mike Stiles. Changing it up with all these hitters. Nice swing by Bryson Livingston. A little short foul ball action. Now he's reset.
And those are one of those pitches too, especially for Stiles when it comes to the idea of tunneling as well. When he throws those pitches, sometimes those outside balls that stay outside, and then he throws you that little two-seamer on the other way and comes back in the zone. It's not easy to really keep an eye on.
Absolutely. These pitchers are well experienced and understand how to get these hitters out. They've done their homework. This is America's first professional wiffle ball league, and Mike Stiles is showing exactly why. Back-to-back strikeouts for number 7. And that'll bring up one of his former teammates in national tournaments before, Mr. Grant Miller. So now on opposing teams, Grant Miller, a national champion in his own right.
And this is what you love to see in big league wiffle ball, seeing these big matchups against some of the bigger names in wiffle ball. And like you said, Stiles and Miller, that story goes way back, but beyond them in that background and everything. You love to see those, different jerseys now. You want to see Grant Miller have the better end of this at least, though, because for Bats fans, you need something right here.
Especially after they had all the momentum from the first game, beating Philadelphia in that game 1. Jeff Lopes with a great game. They wanted to continue that throughout this second game and into their day today. This will be their last matchup of the afternoon slate. Swings to that one he knew was going to hit. Late swing from Grant Miller to fight that one off. Mike Stiles, elementary PE teacher, a former D1 baseball player for Long Island University, and your pitcher of the week last week in his 8 strikeout, 1 hit shutout, and gets Grant Miller 70 miles an hour. 1, 2, 3. Go the Bats on 3 strikeouts. Incredible pitching from Mike Stiles. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us. It'll be 3rd inning action and last call for the Bats in the bottom. We'll see you back after a quick break. we're back, ladies and gentlemen, in Intennse Arena, Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. And the action continues on here with Grant Miller now on the mound for the Chicago Bats in the top of the third. Cam Smith is first up, and in the booth with us, we have a special guest, Mr. John Schneider. John, thank you for joining us. Play-by-play camp announcer. Talk about first the play-by-play camp and what those are. Talk about to the fans.
So the play-by-play camp is a camp for ages 10 to 18 that you can go to here in Atlanta or anywhere else around the country. That's a phenomenal camp, honestly, where you get live play-by-play experience, doing talk shows, basically any sort of sports media that you have seen. They help you simulate that and get you reps in that as well. Also, you can make tons of friends. Personally, I've met a whole group of friends last year when I went for the second time. It's a whole lot of fun, and I definitely encourage anyone, if you're interested in doing sports broadcasting, sports play-by-play, any sort of sports media, go ahead and check out that camp. It's awesome. You get loads of experience, and you'll make some great friends.
And obviously, strikeout from Cam Smith there, and you have a lot of exciting opportunities ahead of you, and this is just one of them. What do you think of the atmosphere of here at Intennse Arena for wiffle ball?
I think it's a great atmosphere. I've never been to a professional wiffle ball game, and this is also my my play-by-play debut. So this is hard to pick a better debut, hard to pick a better place to start.
Well, this is your debut right here. 2 outs after that strikeout from Mike Stiles. Grant Miller to Tommy Hernandez. Take it away, John Schneider.
All right, Grant Miller staring down Hernandez. Fires away, and that's just a bit outside. Giving the high cheese to Hernandez. Miller, another ball. This has been a tough go-around since the second inning here for the Chicago Bats, since Keaton Kimmel got off to a rocky start in that second inning after having a pretty phenomenal first inning. You couldn't have drawn up better, striking out the first 4 batters he faced. But since then, a lot of runs have been walked in here by the Chicago Bats pitching staff and had to make that pitching change to Grant Miller.
John, this is an exciting moment right here as with the walk from Tommy Hernandez. But if Grant Miller can get out of this, John, then they're looking like they can try to gain momentum for the bottom of the third.
Definitely could. Bats coming off a hot walk-off hit by Ryan O'Rear in the first game here against the Philly Wiffle Ball Club. Looking to continue that, get some sort of traction here going, heading into the bottom of the third inning.
Jeremy Adams up now for the Miami Mirage as Grant Miller continues to fire away with Tommy Hernandez on first base.
And you see the other thing, too, they're just being extremely patient. It's ever since that last inning when they put 5 up on the board, they've just been patient no matter what.
They have been extremely patient. I mean, there hasn't been much to really be looking out for. It's just been whizzing right by him and not touching the strike zone at all.
Between Keaton Kimmel and Grant Miller, there are a lot of balls being thrown right now for the Chicago Bats as they will have to figure out, okay, what can we do to get that Jeff Lopes magic back for our team? Turn it around in the win column again in the ESPN Plus slate. Sean Hornberger now up.
And the big thing here, too, is because, obviously it's not 6 runs rather than 5, so you still at least have something to work with within the last half and try to come back with a big one. But you need to start getting runs in that last half, so we'll see how that goes. But here, again, just need to get some simple outs, make some simple plays. You have force outs at every single base right now, minus home plate.
I think that's another thing to touch on here, where if you're going to look to get back in this game here in the third inning, Stiles has been untouchable this entire game. And they need to just keep it status quo and make sure they don't allow any more runs as they do here. But
hit to the wall for Sean Hornberger. A nice hit from Sean. Kind of hit it 2 or 3 times, it looked like, off the bat over the head of Ryan O'Rear, and that'll score Tommy Hernandez from second as 6-0 now as they continue to pile it on here. Cam Smith, first pitch swinging, strike.
Yeah, a little floater that went over the head of O'Rear. If he was maybe 3 feet taller, he would have been able to get that ball. But, again, that's one of those, every time that ball is hit to that third base side, if you can't get to it, it's almost guaranteed a hit or a run.
Was that a comment from one short king to another?
You just had to call me out on air, huh?
Wow. I mean, you can draw similarities to that in other major league ballparks. You think of Fenway Park up in Boston. You hit a ball into that left center gap. It's really hard to throw a guy out.
Cam Smith swinging a miss, strikeout, limits the damage to 1 run here in the top of the third. We will head to the bottom of the third inning here. Last chance for the Bats. We're going to keep John on here. John, thank you again for joining us from Play-by-Play Camps. You know, such an exciting opportunity. What's the future like, John? What do you hope for in the future, not only from play-by-play camps, but experiences like this to hopefully get to one day?
I think the future for personally, I want to keep doing this. I want to keep getting my foot in the door in any sort of sports broadcast experience I can get, whether that be reaching out to professionals in the area. But for play-by-play camps, man, it just keep going. It's an insane amount of fun. I mean, I think back to after camp hours, if you were a overnight camper, you get to play wiffle ball pretty frequently, honestly, almost every night. So I guess I could bring some experience to this broadcast booth, but you make a lot of great friends. It's I think with play-by-play camps, one thing you can get involved with is if you are an overnight camper and you're staying with a lot of the camp counselors there have experience. I think back to Joe Torty, who ran the Atlanta camp last year. He does play-by-play for ESPN doing Ivy League football games. So just learning for them, learn to pick their brains from any sort of camp counselor that you have, or maybe a fellow camper that has it. So it's a lot of fun, and it's a great way to get your future started. Really inspires.
I love that, John, and so glad that you are here with us. And John will be back in the ESPN Plus slate as well, as we are in the bottom of the third inning. Mike Stiles pitching to Jeff Lopes. These are two top 5 picks in this year's BLW draft. Jeff Lopes had a 2-run home run for the Bats. Would like to get things started as he swings right under that one from Mike Stiles.
They just missed the timing a little bit on that last swing. If he was just maybe a split second, a little earlier on that swing, that thing surely would have gone. And this is the right guy to get something going here for the Bats.
Definitely agree.
Pitch from Mike Stiles here, wants to get the first out, holds on that one, says umpire Chandler Melton. Fans need to see a game winner here, a comeback. They're waiting for it. The stadium's waiting to erupt on something fun. That strikeout's not going to do it. They've seen enough of that from Mike Stiles.
And Mike Stiles, again, I mean, this is a guy that has been locked down. Look, you see on the board, 0 hits so far from this guy. I mean, the fact of the matter is Stiles is making his name and his presence known here in BLW, and you're seeing it on your screen in the process.
I think Stiles honestly might have more strikeouts than the Bats do, than the Mirage do have runs here, but Bats looking for a Game 4 New York Knicks style comeback here if they're going to want to take this one.
They're going to need a lot more, I believe. It's going to see what's going to happen. Would love to see a little comeback just like the Knicks. Miami Mirage, Chicago Bats in the first volume of this rivalry today. You will see them again. I assume will be different pitching matchups on ESPN Plus. A smile from Ryan O'Rear.
We knew that one was very close to that piping right there.
Yep. Ryan would love to get on base for the Bats to give him some life, and a nice foul off from Ryan O'Rear. Mike Stiles continues to look dialed and super impressive from last week's Pitcher of the Week.
You know, I also got to give it up to O'Rear as well for what he's done throughout that first game, that walk-off and everything. You know, got to look out for my short kings. The guy has been spectacular so far.
Brings it off again as he is fighting here.
I think just to get started, the Bats just need some sort of single, something. It's not going well. Might as well change the name from the Bats to the Balls here.
All 6 of the Miami runs were scored with 2 outs, so why not the Bats? Cam Smith cannot make
high throw.
That's a little far.
O'Rear going for second. Oh, we got it.
Missed it through the legs. He's going to be rounded. He's going all the way and does.
A Little League inside the park homer for O'Rear.
Absolutely. John Steiner with the call. Little League indeed, as he just ran around those bases, not only for the first hit of the game against Mike Stiles, but here's the run. Take a look. Cam Smith made a nice play high on the throw as Ryan realizes it almost was too late, but then barely misses from John Paul Gunn, and Ryan will just take all the bases from there. Cam actually tried to do a little push at the end, kind of like a hockey deflection almost.
It certainly did look like that. And maybe a little bit of an announcer's jinx too. Again, O'Rear has been that good. And you just saw it right there. The right guy to get something going, and he just did it with that run and a hit on the board.
Yeah, you're right, Justin. That's definitely going to be, if the Bats are going to continue to climb back in this game, they're going to need more hits just like that. And maybe that, you need sometimes to get a little bit of dumb luck. And that's what you ultimately need when you have a deficit this big.
That's absolutely what happened. And as you all are calling, I mean, it's just so fun to watch those exciting moments happen, and anything can happen in the chaos of this venue. One overthrow, everything stays in the ballpark. You know, if they don't throw it over the back or in the stands somehow, there's netting that's blocking. All of a sudden, you see the chaos ensue, but that's what makes this so fun in this venue.
Oh, it certainly does, and it adds another element to the game that most fans are not typically used to seeing. But that, again, like you said, in a venue like this, the fans want to see some spectacular plays happen.
Nice swing from Keaton Kimmel, who will get his first at-bat as a Chicago bat right here in 2026. Keaton Kimmel.
Good patience shown by Kimmel here, taking some good balls.
It would be a really nice comeback story if he's able to get on board.
Especially if you think for Kimmel here after he walked those 4 batters in.
Well, that'll do it, folks.
But
strike out from
that's
Keaton Kimmel, and that is it. John, you want to take us out of this game? 6-1?
6-1 final for the Miami Mirage. An absolute dominant win for the Mirage over here against the Chicago Bats. Tried to start off a rally there in the late third, but unfortunately unable to mount it. Sam, Justin, great to be here with you guys.
All right, John Schneider, ladies and gentlemen, from Play-by-Play Camps, thank you so much for joining us, Sean. We'll be back for the next game coming up here on your local networks. Thanks for joining us.
This summer, 2 fan favorites are back.
Honey, pepper, pimento. Pineapple, dragon fruit. They're back. They're so back. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. Honey, pepper, pimento. Yeah, that pimento. Pineapple, dragon fruit. Bringing that pineapple back. They're back. They're so back. Yeah, they're bringing that flavor back. They're so back. Honey, pepper, pimento.
Which favorite will you choose?
baseball CEO of H2O, I'm here to make sure this game runs on the best hydration. This is baseball's water.
Show me Ice Mountain.
Arrowhead.
I see you, Deer Park. Poland Spring. Ozarka. Show me Zephyr Hills. From the springs to the field, because in baseball, there's hydration, and then there's our spring water.
Coming through!
Ay, caramba. Who put these in Messi? Only Duracell is built different, with power-boost ingredients. That's why goats like Messi only run on Duracell.
Play ball!
Power boost.
Power boost!
This is the Pocket Radar Smart Coach, an essential training tool for any athlete who is looking to get better and play college baseball. This technology allows players to track velocities and build training routines around the metrics that the Smart Coach device delivers. The Pocket Radar Smart Coach is used at every level of the game, from younger players trying to earn a college scholarship to professionals. What this technology does is incredible. Whether you're a pitcher or a hitter, this device helps ball players train harder, train smarter, and compete more effectively. If you're looking to help your ball player get better, Pocket Radar is a product you need to incorporate into your training.
I was having trouble getting through chapter books until one day at Sylvan, it finally clicked for me. I felt like I could just tear through any book that comes my way.
Sylvan Learning. Together we've got this.
Adventure 1, this is Urban Air. You are cleared for launch. All systems go. We have liftoff.
Urban Air. Adventure Unlimited.
Final game remains here before the lights come on here at Assembly Studios in Atlanta, Georgia. The afternoon slate has delivered big swings, big moments, and another glimpse at the teams hoping to contend this season. Now it's time for one final statement. We've got the Miami Mirage and the Green Apples facing off here in our final game of our first slate here this afternoon. Before we get to it, I'm joined by James Lee, my brother from another mother, here inside the booth. My name is Justin Lee. As we get underway, first pitch delivered to Styles is in there for a strike on the bottom piping. Good start here for the Green Apples up here on the mound.
Had a very good game to start out the day. 2 homers, got the bats hot against Brody Livingston, who it was a big pitcher for Philly Wiffle Club.
Tyler Flackney is up on the circle here for the Green Apples, and against the Styles, who literally just delivered a pretty well-pitched game. Again, was a player of the week last weekend for his pitching performance. Almost came away with a no-hitter, but that big hit from O'Rear back in the last game where they beat the Bats 6-1 early on, able to get out with a really good win. But Miami is looking for another back-to-back win. This is one of their few final games in this weekend slate of the 2026 season, so they want to come away with as many wins as possible.
Yeah, and they want to make sure that they get, they secure a playoff spot, especially with a lot of other teams coming into Slate 3 and Slate 4, a bunch of new teams getting introduced. So they're having to make a big push here.
I remember the Green Apples had a really big win early on in our slate with that, couple of home runs, both by some of their best on their side of things. I remember for the Green Apples, Werner, who had a bomb, Gus Skibby, who had a bomb as well. The Green Apples were literally in their season debut on fire when they came out the gates, and just like the city right now after that, Knicks winning the title, the NBA title after so many years in their name, 53 years ago. And this club is off to a really good start, but against Tommy Hernandez, really surprised to see right now that Tyler is really going after him.
Yes, especially because he's such a good hitter and shows the discipline there.
The pitch just a little off the outside, and we've got runners at first and second, something we very much saw in the last matchup between Miami and Chicago, where Miami put up a 5 spot in the second inning. Not only that, but able to add a few more in the third inning. And this team has shown off its patience, its presence, and guys like him, Tommy Hernandez, who has really done such a nice job being patient and also taking the pitches that he wants to knock in a home run. Looks like there's a pitching change, though, just about to happen. So we're going to have our very own Mr. Sam Skibby up in the circle to take over up on the mound after giving up the 2 first runners. So, again, you talk about the strategy. I mean, we were talking about this between Sam and I early on in the broadcast, but you know, pitching changes are such a difficult thing to judge in this league because not only are you taking out the guy for the next game, but you're also, you know, using him for the slate and whatnot. So either things could go right or things could go wrong. But they're deciding to go with their guy here in Sam Skibby.
Yeah, and looks like their aim is to keep the momentum that they already have. Try and get a 0 here, and try and contain this Miami Mirage offense so that they can get their bats hot in the bottom of the inning.
A PE teacher, former music teacher as well. As, again, he's called so many games for us. This is the voice of BLW stepping up in the circle. He's taken off for right now, so I'm not sure exactly what they were testing out there. But Tyler Blackney is back in the circle, so I wonder if it was a question about balls or whatnot. What do you think, James?
Yeah, it kind of looked like Sam there was trying out his arm a little bit. Maybe didn't feel it. Decided to go to Blackney here, who is a very underrated, nasty pitcher. Just hasn't been able to find the strike zone as well as he should be.
Minnesota native as he delivers a pitch that ended up outside. A 1-2 count here on Jeremy Adams. Runners at first and second. That one's way outside. 2-2 count.
I think he tried a little change up there.
2020 national champion, born March 23rd, former college baseball player. He's trying to hold things down here and give the Green Apples a solid 2-0 start to our afternoon slate, and he strikes out Jeremy Adams.
Great chase pitch there. Little drop ball, slide drop, going back foot on Adams. Quality chase pitch.
So still remains for runners at first and second here against Hornberger. He cuts through one. They are really trying to swing for the fences, it seemed like, right here in this top of the first inning so far.
They're trying to do it with the runners on base, especially since there's so many good pitchers in this league. It's so hard to get people on base, and you've got to capitalize on the opportunity. Also, it's only a 3-inning game, and you don't get these chances very often. You only get 9 outs.
The smallest moment, the smallest little mistake can change the outcome of a game. We've seen a lot of those moments throughout our afternoon slate so far. You know, being one of those big ones, Ryan O'Rear, who had some really big moments throughout this entire afternoon slate. Miami's had their moments. Green Apples have had their moments. Seems like every single team has at least had their moment through the first stretch here. The only team that hasn't really had a big moment so far has been that Philly Wiffle Ball Club. And Blackney gets another strikeout back-to-back. One on Adams, now on Hornberger.
Again, that drop ball, keeping it low, making sure they can't lift that pitch. Really quality pitch here from Blackney.
First pitch laced right around. Beautiful pitch delivered there by Tyler. Another cut through, and Tyler is really starting to feel it now.
Really liking that drop ball. Has been effective for him this inning.
Cam Smith behind, an 0-2 count on the way. He lets that one fly. It just goes outside. So should be, it looks to be a 1-1 count here. That one's down on the floor. Should be a 2-2 count by the looks of it, but Cam Smith facing off against Tyler. Another one outside. This should fill it up.
They're clarifying it. It is full count here.
On the way, it's a full count walk. Bases are loaded with 2 outs.
Man, that's not what you want to see from Flackney. Got him 0-2 early, got ahead of him early, but Cam Smith being able to get that walk, not be selfish, get on base, let Styles get up, who is a dangerous hitter, and everybody knows.
This is a guy who was absolutely on fire offensively last weekend as he cuts through the first pitch. Mike Styles, again, number 4 overall pick, 3 for 4. RBIs, walks, and everything up on the board. And this is not a guy you want to face off if you're Tyler up in the circle. That one gets him on the left knee. And again, a scenario we saw in the last game. A lot of full bases walks as he puts one above the seats here, just above us in the broadcast booth. It's a foul ball.
Styles looks really comfortable in the box right now, making really comfortable, poised takes, getting ready to hit.
Payoff, rolled in the floor. Tyler takes it. No one's covering first. Gus Gibsy comes in, and they're saying he's safe. 1-0 Miami. Strikes first.
So that's just unfortunate there. Got a ground ball. You can see he had a ground ball right to him, but Gus moved the wrong way and was just late to the bag.
He was trying to cover the closest bag, it seemed like, and covered the wrong bag. Went one way, went back to the other, and by the time he got there, it's 1-0 Miami Mirage. And now Tommy Hernandez, who we have seen plenty of times hit a lot of tanks in his time as a wiffle ball player. Remember, won last weekend. Now he's got a chance to blow this thing wide open. On the way, that one's down and low, and you see Tyler is really trying to kind of pitch around Tommy Hernandez because he understands that this is a guy, if you give him one right down the zone, he's going to take it on the fly. And it's a bases loaded, run conceded, 2-0 Miami. And now they bring in Sam Skibby to take over. So it looked to be a couple of changes here and there from the Green Apples. Now they officially put in Sam Skibby, and he's put into a very tough situation, but it's 2 outs, bases loaded, Miami 2-0.
And this is Sam's kind of jam right here. Doesn't throw very hard, but really gets the job done in this medium pitch format. Maybe not so much in the fast pitch. Probably leaves that to guys like Gus, like Reed, like Flackney when he's throwing hard, like Smithy. But this is perfect for Sam right here.
The first pitch from the voice of BLW is a strike right down Main Street. And they're looking on to Sam Skibby to lock this thing down and limit the damage to 2. And he's 1 strike away from doing it with an 0-2 count. Comes with a changeup right behind the back of Jeremy Adams, and it's a ball 1-2. Comes back and forces him to swing and miss. But not before Miami scores 2 runs. They're up 2-0. But at least Skibby comes in, holds the door down, and is able to limit the damage and less of a flooding there from Miami to blow this thing wide open. And now the Green Apples have a chance to respond in their own way. And again, this is a team that had a lot of big home runs as well. As you come and check in with us, have a seat with us here, especially here at the assembly. Justin Lee, James Lee to my right, and James, you have an assortment of balls here and whatnot. You want to explain what you've got here?
Yeah, so what I've got here is the different ways that you can customize, modify wiffle balls. I'm going to start here with the clean wiffle ball here. So no scuffs on it, nothing really, there are leagues like NWLA that throw just a clean ball, and usually you're not going to get a lot of arm side movement. You're going to get a lot of glove side movement with this. What you can do in the backyard for most of you guys is you can actually scuff this with sandpaper or pavement or anything, and you can get the ball to move a lot. So I got this from Grant Miller. Grant Miller, obviously, he was he's a prolific player, a pitcher, uses this in a lot of circuits, and just put it on the pavement, get the sandpaper going. And what most people use is they use a steak knife or any type of serrated knife to cut up the wiffle ball. So I've got a few here. I got one from the bucket from BLW. This is a lighter one on the lighter side, and this one is actually, I believe, from Spencer Foss, who will be seeing in Philly Wiffle Club's third game. This one is definitely more deep cut. Definitely more specialized. This is what sets apart the professionals from each other, is how they cut the ball, because it really characterizes how the ball moves, which way, however it moves, and etc. So yeah, we all have our own cuts. We all have our own preferences, but that's how the pros really do it.
Very distinctive ways of doing it. I'll ask you a little bit more later on in the broadcast on how pitchers usually select how they cut the ball and whatnot. We're here in the bottom of the first inning, 0-2. The Green Apples, the Mirage, up by 2, bases loaded situation, able to get out of it after Sam Skibby takes over. And the Green Apples are facing off Miami's other pitcher here up in the circle, and they'll try to hold things down as much as possible. But this Miami team had a pretty strong start last weekend. They're off to a fairly strong start already, and they have a lot of momentum to ride on top of. It's Sean Hornberger, the number 13 overall pick, who's up on the bump. But he gives Smythe a walk here, so the tying run up to bat here in Werner. And again, Reed Werner had that 2-run home run early in their first game where he blasted it over that outfield wall. Has a chance to tie this thing up with one swing of the bat. Remember, Smythe at first base, Werner in the box, lefty hitter, against the number 13 overall pick in Sean Hornberger. Back-to-back U17 national champ, beat BLW's team in the finals 1 year. Went 2-6 actually offensively last week with a home run as well. And this is a guy that has plenty of talent, and from Miami, they scout their players very well. Styles, like we talked about, where he's been able to contribute to this team. Again, Tommy Hernandez as well, Connor Smith. The list continues to go on with this Miami team that continues to produce. And again, you look at this Green Apples team up and down as well. This is a perfect matchup right here between these two teams.
Yeah, this is a test between sort of a more newer age of players like Tommy and Sean, plus some veterans trying to teach the younger age like Styles and Cam Smith, versus a very veteran seasoned team who has made it very far in BOW so far and has looked good.
So Werner strikes out in the last AB, and now it's up to Dudas to get something done here. First pitch was a strike, second one just a little high above the piping. And Dudas, originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, a high school teacher, baseball coach, D2 former infielder, first baseman, outfielder as well. It's a guy who's got all the size in the world, and just like his counterparts, a lot of style as well. Pink shoes as opposed to the Skibbies, who have matching socks, and Sam Skibby, who's got those bright green shoes. So you gotta love to see the contrast of this Green Apples team that also has planned out their celebrations as well.
Yeah, they're certainly a spirited team, and I love to watch it come up with these things. It's really fun to see. Shows that they're having a good time. Shows the fans that they're having a good time, and setting an example of, how the mood should be in here, which is exciting, entertaining, having fun.
So a couple of back-to-back pitches that started inside, went outside on essentially that screwball down and low. Another check swing. Boy, Duda, strong arm baseball player, able to hold the bat on 3 consecutive pitches, and then he's on first base. So runners at first and second, and we got the go-ahead coming up in our starting pitcher in Ethan Flackney. That one's off in the ground and bounces up. But I'll ask you, James, in particular, because you've been here the last couple of weekends to see this environment. And I know some of our teammates, our future teammates, because we're both drafted the 15th and 16th overall, just the scope of what you see here as opposed to what people see on the screen. What has this energy been like in person?
Yeah, in person, it's been absolutely electric. You know, all these, everyone's pumped up to see us play. Everyone's cheering for us to, you know, to make big plays and, you know, get the job done. And, you know, we've had a lot of fans come around and, you know, interact with the players, and it's just been so much of a different experience, more than what you see on camera here.
Strike one on the check swing, 3-1 here on Ethan Flackney. You know, the energy here has been quite spectacular, to say nonetheless, from all these fans. Another walk, and the bases are loaded, so Miami going to the playbook, or rather the Green Apples going to Miami's playbook and going with bases loaded on a couple of walks. And now here comes Sam Skibby to come up to the plate.
Sean's gonna need to lock in here. He got a little bit bailed out last week, had a lot of walks, and he's gonna have to lock it in here, try and get these next 2 outs in order to get out of this inning.
Goes with a pitch that's right at the limit, 75. And Sam Skibby with some great eyes. Bases loaded, 1 out. Another one high above the zone, and you see the frustration from Hornberger as he jumps up in the air. This is a big situation here. 1 swing of the bat, 1 pitch could make all of the difference. And we're looking upon potentially the first runs of the game for the Green Apples. It's a 3-0 count for Sam Skibby. Bases are loaded. And the guy just pumped up the crowd just moments ago, and you can see that energy is feeding into it, and he goes 4-pitch walk. Green Apples are on the board as they cut the lead in half, 2-1. And now you see the mound meeting here in the middle between this Miami Mirage team and with Smythe, as you see, getting ready. Will Smythe, 2-time National Player of the Year, 3-time National Champion. Not a guy you want to see, and it looks like they're going to go to Cam Smith to try to finish things here in this bottom of the first inning. 2021 National Pitcher of the Year. Remember, they only get a limited amount of warm-up pitches off the get-go, so Cam Smith in a position where you get tossed in a tough one, you only have 1 out, and now you have to lock things down essentially against basically a pretty good chunk of the order to come up here for the Green Apples.
Yeah, we're gonna see if Cam can tap into that veteran experience of getting through lineups and working through them, and we'll see how he can get his body warmed up here to get ready to attack these hitters who have not seen a lot of strikes. So if he can get on them early and put pressure on them from the get-go, this will be a good inning for Cam Smith.
So Will Smythe, remember, he led off the inning with that walk, came across, scored the first runs for the Green Apples. Bases loaded, 1 out. First pitch, a ball from Cam Smith, who takes over for his counterpart, takes a seat up on the bench. It's Tyler Flackney, or rather, again, started on the mound, Sean Hornberger, and just couldn't get out of it. As that one also low, and they're on the verge of tying this ball game up. 3-0. Right down the middle, red light, but they're saying over the speed limit, and it's 2-2 on both sides.
That's so tough. That's so tough for Cam, just trying to settle down and get a strike right there. He might not even have been trying to throw that 76, but, you know, just too hot, and now he's got to lock it back in here.
Big hack, right? Werner comes up empty on that swing, and just like the scoreboard, that 2-run lead, a Mirage for the Miami Mirage, has disappeared in front of their very eyes. It's a 2-tie ball game. Werner getting loaded, but lets that one fly outside. 1-1. The Green Apples, very much like they did in the previous game, in their first game of this afternoon slate, not only answering back, but being able to get some big moments on their side. Bases loaded still, 1-2. Smith delivers, cuts through, and that's a big out there against Werner.
It's a great job by Chem, not letting Reed get his hand extended on an inside pitch and tricking him with that little tailing riser, thinking it was inside but going out and missing the bat.
Braden Dudas watches ball one. And again, this is not going to be an easy task here for Cam Smith. He did get Werner out, but now he's got to go through Dudas. And it's a 2-0 count. He's missing a couple of times on those riser pitches. The Green Apples ready to go into a frenzy. One ball away from locking in the go-ahead run just within moments of this first inning. And it will be. Green Apples are 3-2. They were down 0-2 at one point. No longer. Saw the celebration there from the Skibby brothers, bringing the energy for this Green Apples team. You gotta love the color jerseys that they have, pink, Green Apple colors representing New York. And right now, you know, it was a tough start there by Tyler Flackney, but now he's able to, up the bat here, give himself a situation. Now he's got the run support and the lead right now on top of it. This Green Apples team continues to stack up these apples up top and over each other.
This is going to be such a big inning here. How much can the Green Apples get from bases loaded, 2 outs? And so far they've showed that they can get a little bit, but they need more, because so far it has been a very interesting game.
It's popped up in the air, diving attempt from Smith, but it will be a foul ball as it comes off of his hands. And very close to getting a very crucial out there. And we will stick with a 3-2 count. Let's take another look. Just that little divvy up there at the very end could have given him a chance, but that diving catch, hard to take those off the turf here. You see he's a little shaken up too as well. And now he's got to lock back in. 3-2, drilled, center field, caught! Is it in play? Yes, Styles robs a grand slam! You gotta be kidding me!
Showing the athleticism there.
Oh my word! Look how high he had to go get this thing. Boy, oh boy. And Smith is fired up on top of it. Green Apples take the lead, but that grand slam taken away by Styles. Back here for the top of the second, coming up.
The top of the arc, shot! First-time attendees can claim complimentary tickets while seats last. Just fill out the form and claim your tickets. This is more than a moment. This is who we are. Feel the energy, the crowd, the passion of Atlanta United at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on us. Big moments await. This is Atlanta United.
Trouble getting through chapter books until one day at Sylvan, it finally clicked for me. I felt like I could just tear through any book that comes my way.
Sylvan Learning. Together we've got this.
Adventure 1, this is Urban Air. You are cleared for launch. All systems go. We have liftoff.
Urban Air, adventure unlimited.
Crazy stuff happening here at Atlanta, Georgia, and if you just missed it, it's a 3-2 ball game. Could have been a lot more by Tyler Flackney, who almost had a grand slam, but then out of nowhere, this guy named Mike Stiles comes up and robs a grand slam from the Green Apples that could have blown this game wide open. Boy, oh boy, what a play that was, and how many times have we seen already 2 top 10 plays potentially within the last 2 weekends? All of these fans are getting their money's worth here, James.
For sure, with the Bauer rob of a home run. This one a little bit cleaner, didn't knock over the fence, but definitely a very athletic play by Stiles, and shows the, it just shows how good this style is for, seeing this type of action.
Especially with the wall there as Hornberger goes down, strikeout swinging. And remember, Sam Skibby came in, took over for his teammate Tyler Flackney, who started this game, walked a couple of runs in, and Skibby took over. He's been locked down ever since. Remember, the voice of BLW in the circle for the Green Apples. Big hack on the top side. Not the kind of hack you want from Cam Smith there. Had a pretty tough outing there on the circle. Remember, walked in 3 runs. That's what gave the Green Apples the lead, 3-2. And then got a little help from his defense. Watches that one. It's a 2-2 count. This has been everything you could have asked for and more in a game like this. Strike 3 swinging over Cam Smith. That's back-to-back for Skibby.
Working quickly here, trying to keep the momentum that they had from the bottom of the first inning. And Sam really working efficiently, getting Cam to chase there on a pitch, a riser that didn't necessarily rise. It kind of tailed in and tricked Cam there.
Big hack by Stiles. Remember, robbed that home run, basically kept this game within reach here for the Mirage. It's only just the top of the second inning. Still plenty of time to get that lead back in, or just tie it at the least, as he fouls that one off the zone 0-2. Skibby goes away with a drop ball and gets in the swing. That's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down for Skibby as he continues to lock things down. Green Apples continue to hold the lead here as we head to the bottom of the second. The Mirage now on the defensive side need to maybe switch a few things here, but Skibby has been absolutely dominant. Not only just that, but he's going to be leading us off here in the bottom of the second. This has been an entertaining one, and we've seen so many of these entertaining ones in just this weekend alone. We talk about the walk-off hit that O'Rear had early on for the Bats, and you talk about the lead changes that we've seen so far. This environment, you talk about the best of the best all under one roof, and you're seeing it on display here, James.
Yeah, 100%. And it's really cool, to see these professionals, get the job done in these situations. Especially Sam, you could see Sam, such a professional with all that experience in the league, in this style of play. He's been so effective with his cut of wiffle ball and his style of play, getting ahead of hitters, getting having sharp movement, and keeping the momentum and keeping the pace in a game that has felt kind of slow with all of the walks and all of the little its and bits of this game.
Absolutely, and you're going to see more and more of that as the season goes on. Remember, next weekend there are no games because of Father's Day, but after that you get another stretch of games as you see Skibby kind of hopping up to the plate as he gets ready. And we're back here in the bottom of the second. Remember, a 3-2 ball game between Mirage and the Green Apples. As that pitch is delivered, Cam Smith had a couple of struggles in that first inning. That, bases loaded situation, let 3 go by, but then he gets some help from his defense. What does he have to do to lock things in here?
he's going to have to get ahead of hitters, similar to what Sam did, and mix up the pitches like he did there.
That is dirty on Skibby. Gives him the good morning, good afternoon, and good night. For our voice of BLW, look at this. Thought that was going outside, was right at the bottom piping. Call it a Bob Ross, will ya? Another screwball has been painted up on the board, and Cam Smith is just delivering strikes. Maybe a momentum changer. That Styles whole Grand Slam robbery is coming into a factor here. But he misses one there, so 4 strikes in a row is broken up by a ball right behind the backside of Smithy. Trying to come back away with that drop screwball.
Good approach here by Smithy to force him to try and throw strikes here.
And he forced a strike there, but a little bit of a late swing by Smiley there. So I'll go back to you about the whole wiffle ball thing and how a lot of these players kind of pick how they cut and choose where the cuts go and everything. It's very intricate, and there's also even a small business on the side of those things where people actually do these for a living, if you will, to cut these balls and give it to players like you and me.
Yeah, and you know, it's like almost a hidden talent, like juggling a little bit. It takes a lot of practice to get it done, and you know, there are specific styles that people use in order to get the ball to move and, you know, suit themselves, and you know, it gets put all on display here on how different the movement is from each pitcher. Like, you know, Cam Smith is a totally different pitcher from Mike Styles. They both use different types of balls. Styles really uses a ball that's more used for like risers or like knuckleballs, which knuckleball is a signature pitch, and Cam is more in line with like his drop ball and sort of his riser, trying to tail his riser more, and, you know, aligning his cuts with that.
And it's certainly looking like I mean, the first half of this inning, he was pretty well locked in, but it's a 5-pitch walk here to Reed Werner, who's able to get on board. He's got 2 outs here in a pretty favorable situation. But again, this chunk of the order here for the Green Apples has been really hard to sit down against the pitchers that they've seen throughout this young season that they've just started. Again, this is their 2nd game of the season that they have started for the New York Green Apples. They're off to a really good start, 1-0. They're leading 3-2 right now through 2 innings, and they're looking to tack on more. Big hack, and you see Dudas just missed it.
Getting locked in here. Got to win this even.
And watches that one come back. That was a very similar pitch to what we saw thrown to Sam Skibby, giving him a little gentleman's, throwing the ball back. You love to see the sportsmanship here. And watch strike 3. Wow, what a way to come back for Cam Smith as he twirls around, gives us a couple of dance moves on top of it. The energy is lively here at Atlanta, Georgia. We are through 2. Green Apples hanging on by 1 run, 3-2 as we come back here in Atlanta, Georgia. Sam Skibby has been absolutely locked down so far throughout this game. It's a 3-2 ball game for the New York Green Apples. And again, that last half inning, 1, 2, 3, he has been locked down so far. And in a game like this means a lot to a guy like Sam Skibby. Why does it mean a lot?
Yeah, this is going to be a big momentum gainer, or momentum boost, you could say, for Sam and his team here. To go 2-0 in their first 2 games is something that will be really is going to be really important for them if they can get it here.
They want to get a big win. They want to start the season 2-0 against a Miami Mirage team that can get activated very late, and they're, down to their final chance essentially here. They just need a run, and the guy in the box is the right guy to do so. And Tommy Hernandez, it's a 1-2 count as he lets one fly and misses outside. It was a little fast above the speed limit, so it was a ball either way. Evens up the count 2 apiece. Skibby wanting this win just as badly as anyone else. Fought off, though, by Tommy Hernandez. And just like Sam Skibby, a 4-time Survivor Superfan who applied 4 times to try to be on that show. Tommy Hernandez is surviving out on the box right now.
Yeah, this is a great 2-strike approach, and he's gone to a full count here. Let's see if he can turn this into a positive.
And he lays one at the top of the zone, right under the speed limit at 74. That was a beautiful pitch by Sam Skibby.
That's so tough for Tommy, but look, it just hits the top pipe there. Absolutely beautiful drop ball, sharp drop ball there.
And he goes from north to south. He just laid a riser that started bottom, and he goes for the bottom pipe. So Skibby really just feeling himself so far right now. That last one, though, in the ground here against Jeremy Adams. Adams watches one through. That's just right below the speed limit, 74. He's really using that speedometer to his advantage. 1-2 on the way. Fouled off by Jeremy Adams. Did it get the zone? Yes. Another strikeout back-to-back. That's 5 up, 5 down in a row for Sam Skibby.
And you can see why you want to work so quickly in wiffle ball, because you're making the hitters indecisive, not taking pitches that they probably shouldn't because they're sitting on another pitch. So big for Sam here.
Lets one fly outside for a ball against Sean Hornberger. And if he can get an out here, this could potentially close off something that we also saw last weekend, but don't want to jinx anything my friend. It's one in the ground. It goes through the gap. No play at first base. And why do I even open my mouth? It breaks up the no-hitter for Sam Skibby.
That one perfectly put in the gap there. Gus moving over the first. Thought Sam was going to get it, but did not.
Well, there was a hit for Mirage early on, so I apologize to our audience. Either way, he was no-hitting this Miami Mirage team through the latter half of this game, but it still hangs on to lead. But the tying run is now at first base with just 2 outs, and it'll be on the backs of Cam Smith, looking to kind of give himself a bit of a redemption story, if you will.
Yeah, he's really due. He's been putting up good hacks all day, but that one right there for him did not swing.
74. How many pitches have we seen from Skibby delivered at 74? Check swing.
76 anyways, that would have been a violation.
So 2-2. Skibby delivers, tipped into the zone, and says it hit the bottom for a foul ball. Cam Smith is surviving by inches. Big payoff. Swing and a miss. The Green Apples were down 2-0 at one point. Sam Skibby comes in and delivers a really perfect relief effort, and with the help of his teammates, a 3-2 win for New York, and they start the season 2-0.
Wow, such a big game from Sam there. Probably the MVP right there to get the pace going for the Green Apples and to get them rolling on the defensive side to get those last 6 crucial outs. That was an amazing performance from Sam. We'll see them later today.
And plenty of games to go later on. That's the final game of our afternoon slate, though. It is complete to start our Sunday. 4 games still to go. Big swings, big clutch moments still to come. Tonight, the stage gets even bigger as Big League Wiffle Ball returns exclusively on ESPN+. Green Apples win this one 3-2 over Miami Mirage with 2 runs. The Green Apples off to a 2-0 start here in BLW 2026.